And
rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark General. We've navigated our way to a Tuesday. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, it's good to talk to you, Beam. Feeling alive, feeling excited. It's great to have you back. Great to be back. Great to see Shark's smiling face.
Mm-hmm. Nice little pink shirt today for Sharky,
Absolutely.
too. Looking good. You're wearing a nice purple shirt. We really got the
lavender and salmon
spring pastel colors rolling here this morning.
Get some rain. The thing I hate, we've got these pavers, and I've wanted to get rid of them for a while and get just concrete and stamp it. Because you got to spray them. The more it rains, the grass looks good, flowers look good, but then the weeds grow up in between my damn pavers. I don't like that. So that's a negative. But outside of that, I mean, everything's pretty good. Pretty excited. The rain's supposed to stop today, and excited about that. We got a lot of fun things. How was your lovely Monday, Beam, to kick off the week?
It was pretty good. I can't really complain at all. I told you my dad and my stepmom moved down from Cleveland on Friday, so they're in
so they're here now.
Yeah, they're here. They're here.
Residents of Central Ohio.
Residents of Central Ohio. That's right. Residents of Powell. So they're Sharky's neighbor. So that was good. That was cool this weekend. We were just hanging out with them a little bit on Saturday. They're trying to get settled and they're taking boxes apart and everything. But it's nice. I mean, the place that they're renting is like a block and a half away of like where their new house is going to be. So they're going to be able to oversee the construction and everything like that. But they moved in on Saturday, so that was cool. Got to hang out with them a little bit. And then yesterday they've been using my garage kind of as like a little storage unit.
Oh, that's terrible. It's supposed to be the other way around.
I know, right?
You're supposed to use your parents as storage, which is what I've done for years.
Yeah, so they're like, can we use your garage? I'm like, yeah, we don't use it for anything. Like, it's kind of tough to back our cars out of, so we don't even use it anyways. It's more of like a storage unit anyways for our outside stuff, lawnmowers and weed whackers and all kinds of different stuff in there. So then they came down yesterday to kind of get like a carload to take back. So they hung out with William for a little bit, hung out with Theo. So that was pretty good.
This is going to be a nice little coup for you because you're going to have some in-house, in local babysitting now.
It is going to be nice. So pumped about that. But that's kind of it, man. That's kind of all we did yesterday. Got home from the show. Willie's in a great mood. He's getting a little too overconfident with the steps.
Oh yeah.
So it's like obviously two steps.
Push him
forward.
down one time.
I'm not. Well, Theo does that anyways. Yeah. He doesn't realize how big he is, and then they start playing together. And I'm like, Theo, watch your head. It weighs 80 pounds. Like, careful with that thing. And so William has gone from just walking, taking his first steps a few weeks ago to now just sprinting everywhere that he goes. So that's fun. And he got a little overconfident yesterday, Bob. He's running. He's got something in his hand, and then boom, face plant. Total face plant. Had the cry where he's doing nothing but just sitting there with an open mouth, no sounds coming out. Or I'm like, dude, breathe. And then all of a sudden when it does come out, yeah. So I think he scared himself a little bit. He did smack his face rather hard, but hey man, I give him credit because in about 3 minutes time he was back to laughing and giggling and just running around again. So that was pretty cool. But no, it was a pretty solid little Monday, man. Can't complain. Like I said, it was a pretty nice day outside. So got a little walk in with the two boys a little bit earlier in the day. And then Mare came home, and we had a nice little night. She goes, I'm not going to do any schoolwork tonight. I'm just kind of over it at this point. I'm like, all right.
She's on senioritis too?
Yeah, so she's there. Just a couple of Mondays left to go in the school year for them. But yeah, it was a pretty solid little Monday. We got an awesome show lined up for you here this morning. Schlegs is going to join us live this morning at 6:35, back-to-back weeks. So,
you know what's just awesome that's happened?
What?
I went to connect to the internet, so we're having some technical difficulties. Please wait up to 90 seconds to be connected. So I feel good about that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. And by the way, it'll start working, I'm sure, sooner than that. With the way that everything works around here.
Oh
yeah. I'm feeling real confident about that. So Schlegs is going to join us live coming up here at 6:35 this morning. 7:35 this morning. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. Today's the end of Portal Combat. Tonight at midnight. So we'll see if anything else happens on the Buckeye front. That is 18 hours away from right now. Again, only 3 players getting into this window. So we'll check in with Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts coming up at 7:35. Then Uncle Beau, he's going to round out the program with us at 8:35. But between all those guests, big story coming down for the NCAA last night and then the Big Ten and the SEC. direct payments from universities to players. That came out late last night, so we'll get into that all scattered here throughout the program. So it's going to be an awesome show here this morning. Again, Schlegs at 6:35, 8:05, Steve Helwagen at 7:35, then Uncle Beau coming up here at 8:35 to round out the program with us. Before we get into anything else today, it is Tuesday, the 30th day of April, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us on this Tuesday, buddy?
Oh, goodness. We've got ourselves a nice, robust Tuesday, April 30th. 121st day of the year, 245 remaining. Final day of April. Justin Timberlake said it. It's going to be May. May, either way. Both are good. This date, 1789, on the balcony of the Federal Hall in New York City, George Washington is sworn in and taking the oath of office as the first president of the United States.
OG, original George.
They used to call him El Presidente, Beam.
They did, facts.
This date, 1803, another big news. With our country, the United States purchases the Louisiana Territory from the French for $15 million. Pretty nice buy there for
that was a nice get for us.
Two of the nicer buys in the U.S. history: Alaska and the Louisiana Purchase.
Well, one was championed and one was not championed with the Alaska Purchase, but it worked out.
It worked out, and then you know what? 9 years later, in 1812, the territory of New Orleans becomes the first state of Louisiana.
All right.
Or the 18th state, first out of there. So
you were just down there celebrating their statehood.
Absolutely. Gosh.
Maybe that's why it was crazy down there.
I don't know if they even know that, Beam. This state, 1900, Hawaii becomes a U.S. territory. Another nice little addition there. 1947, the Boulder Dam is renamed the Hoover Dam.
All right.
I know Shark, a big fan of.
Never seen the Hoover Dam. I know you have, Sharky. I know that you have. I'd like to get out there someday.
You went out to Vegas for a week and you didn't go to the Hoover Dam?
I don't know what I did for a week. A lot of beverages.
There you go.
Didn't know what time it was at any part of the trip.
Absolutely. We go outside. It's dark. What's going on? This state, 1961, the first Soviet nuclear-powered sub commissioned with nuclear missiles cruising around. Yeah, rough one there about 60 years ago. But on that same day, some good news. Out in the Bay, Willie Mays, it's 4 home runs. How about that in a game for the San Francisco Giants?
Here is Mays, who has hit 4 balls right on the nose today, 3 for homers and 1 a line drive for center. Now the 2-0 delivery, and Mays sends another one. Tell it, bye-bye, baby. Aaron doesn't even move. It's gone far up into the center field bleachers. Willie Mays has tied a record, 4 home runs in a game. The county stadium is going mad.
When he said Aaron, tell me he was talking about Hank Aaron in the outfield.
He was, yeah.
That's
playing left field.
That's where my mind went, too.
I was like the fact that Willie Mays hits 4 home runs on a 5-for-5 day, with the last one being over Hank Aaron, 2 of the great hitters of all time in that same game there, in that iconic moment for Willie Hayes. The state, 1975, the fall of Saigon, formal end of the Vietnam War. Then the state, 1976, Muhammad Ali wins the heavyweight boxing title of the world, defeating Jimmy Young in 15 rounds.
This is round 12. Muhammad Ali against Jimmy Young for the heavyweight championship of the world. Ali is sluggish, out of shape, has been missing constantly. The swiftness of hands doesn't seem to be there. No snap in the punches. Jimmy Young in superb shape. We're at the end of the fight. Jimmy Young has not only gone the distance, he has put up some fight.
Here is the decision. Judge Larry Barrett has it 70-68 Ali.
That's one for Muhammad Ali.
Has it 72-65 Ali.
Muhammad Ali is still the heavyweight champion of the world.
Has it 71-64 Ali.
Was that a big deal, Shark?
That was a really big deal.
Did he get outboxed?
Jimmy Young landed 222 punches, Ali 113.
Wow.
And Young connected on like 41% of his punches, Ali 18%.
Ooh.
It was a robbery for Young.
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
terrible. I thought this was an iconic moment for Ali, I didn't realize it.
It was because he regained the title, but he was. If you go back and watch that,
the boxing game's always been fixed.
Overweight. He
Well, they
just
said
looked
it. It's sloppy.
Yeah.
Was that Cosell on the call, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cosell telling him he's sloppy, fat, young, in superb shape.
Good.
The juxtaposition there.
He painted a great picture.
He really did. No, he said Shark Radio is the theater of the mind. So always remember that. And then this date, 41 years ago today. It's remarkable that this is how old this is. Shark. Beat It hits number 1 by Michael Jackson beginning its 3-week run. If you want to be bad, just beat it. Why don't you sing it a little bit for us, Shark? Thanks to the YouTube. Eliminated there.
They told me, don't you ever come around here. Don't want to see your face. You better disappear.
Sounds
The fire's in your eyes and the words are really clear. So beat it. Just beat it.
This is come with the kick drum beat.
Gary. Yeah, we're going to get a copyright strike for sure, Shark. That was spot on.
Absolutely. I'm sure it sounded just like it. Born on this date, 1940. Burt, you know who Burt Young is, Beam?
Paulie.
There you go. Better known as Paulie, passed away, unfortunately, last year from Rocky.
I don't want nothing from you. This ain't no
Paulie.
charity case. Get out of my house.
It's not just your house.
Get out of my house, I just said.
Don't talk to him like that.
Both of you get out of my house. I don't want you messing, huh? And I don't raise you to go with this scumbag. I'll break both your arms so they don't work for you. Now you're a big shot fighter on the way up. You don't even throw a crumb to your friend Paulie. When I go and get your meat every morning, you owe me.
What do I owe you?
You're supposed to be good to me.
What do I owe you, Paulie? What do I owe you? I take care of you, Paulie. I don't owe you nothing. And you made me feel like a loser.
I mean,
It's a rough day for Paul.
that character that he plays, I mean, he's one of the least likable characters in any movie.
He is.
He's the leech who then feels like he's the one that's being disenfranchised the whole time. It's terrible.
It's like in Southpaw when you say when Jake Gyllenhaal in that movie starts to lose, they're going to scatter like roaches. Like, he's the roach.
He is the roach. I'll do it for you every day. I'll break both. The amount of crap he talks to Rocky in that movie, and Sly just puts up with it. It's so great. It's a great character. Turning 71 today, Merrill Osmond, lead singer of the Osmonds. Isaiah Thomas of the NBA, and one of the great executives all time in basketball history with the New York Knicks. Shark, remember that? Turning 63.
It's a quick run for him.
It was. Dave Meggett, Giants, Pats, Jets running back, turning 58. One of my favorites growing up with the Townsend University. All pro as a returner. Oh, really, really talented guy. Kirsten Dunst turning 42 of Spider-Man. I thought Shark would get a little bit of that in there for him. And then Travis Scott, the rapper, turning 33 years old. How about that? And then Shark, I know you looked melancholy this morning. That's because this date in 1945, one of your idols passed away. He wrote Mein Kampf, Shark.
Oh, Adolf Schicklgruber.
Yeah, he put the bullet in his head in the bunker. Wasn't able to face defeat, unfortunately for him. Some holidays observances. We got Bugs Bunny Day. We got Day of the Child Day, Honesty Day, Hairstyle Appreciation Day, International Jazz Day. That's why they got the Jazz Fest going on down in New Orleans. It's the last day of Passover, National Animal Advocacy Day, National Bubble Tea Day, Honesty Day, as I said, Mr. Potato Head Day. Oh, goodness, National Raisin Day, Spank Out Day. That sounds pretty good as well. I don't know what that means, Shark, but we'll find out soon enough. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Tuesday, April 30th, the final day of April, the 121st day of the year, and 245 days remaining in this 2024.
Very well done on that, General, as always. It's the end of the NCAA as we know it. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Tuesday to you. Right now, the ramp from I-71 northbound to I-70 eastbound is shut down because of a crash. There is no timeline for when this will reopen. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this. Two other crashes we're watching, including one on the south side on I-270 southbound leading up to Alum Creek Drive. There are some lane closures in those southbound lanes, and on 315 southbound at North Broadway. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the True Hold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to True Hold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And True Hold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. True Hold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a True Hold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. What's going on the lots? I shall tell you. All April long, take advantage of the Jermaine buyback program and receive $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. That's not all, though. You can get rates as low as 1.8% and lease rebates up to $16,000 on some of the most popular models like the all-new electric RZ. New Lexus inventory is back on the lot. They have plenty of incentives, including the return of lease programs, and they want to see you. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
Save up to $150 on select sets of 4 Vredestein tires at AAA Car Care Plus. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save up to $150 on Vredestein tires through May 31st at AAA Car Care Plus locations. See store for details.
Common Man and T-Bone.
The Utah Uglies.
Would you like that?
Yes. Hey, what are you doing tonight? You watching the Uglies bump? Oh, we're bumping the Uglies.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Spring. It's a season full of new life and new opportunities to celebrate. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. From weddings and anniversaries to new babies and graduations, plus everything in between, there's no better place to discover the perfect gift for every occasion than the Diamond Cellar. As a true jeweler, we not only curate the finest selection of luxury jewelry from world-class designers, but we can also create something truly one-of-a-kind just for you. Visit the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center.
Save big money now on new siding from LP Smart Side at Menards. Update and beautify your home with your choice of 13 timeless colors of pre-finished engineered siding. It's durable and includes a Sherwin-Williams factory finish paint warranty that means no painting for years to come. View our entire selection of siding from LP Smart Side today. And don't forget to check out our flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me. Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers are widespread this morning, gradually tapering off as we head through the day. By this afternoon and into the evening hours, we dry things up. Temperatures starting in the 60s, ending in the 70s. Columbus topping out at 72 degrees. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Here's a list of undisputed facts. Beamer is round, Shark was a swinger, and no one derails a show like Bobby Carpenter. No one. This is Morning Juice.
Whoa, the road to the NBA Finals, it's already underway. A couple of teams already dead in the playoffs. Lakers dead, Pelicans dead, Suns dead. New customers on FanDuel, you can go on your own playoff run. With $150, just place any $5 bet, and you're going to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose, to use during the NBA playoffs. 3-pointers made in a game, over, under point totals, first basket score, or who's going to hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy here coming up in the middle of June. Got about 6 weeks until we crown a champion. Boston, they're going to close out Miami in a couple of days. Got a couple of closeout games tonight. I believe the Knicks and the Pacers can close out the Sixers and the Bucks, respectively. So a lot happening here in the NBA playoffs.
Oh, yeah, the NBA playoffs, and I believe it's a Dinger Tuesday as well. How about that? Shark, it'd been nice to put a little 5 spot on Willie Mays on a Dinger Tuesday. So he hit 4 of them back in 61. Good for him. 1 over Henry Aaron's head. All kinds of options there. Just go to FanDuel.com/juice to get started. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older in present Ohio. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, so coming up on tomorrow's show, Lathan Ransom, he's going to join us in studio around 7:15, you said?
Yeah.
So he's going to hang out with a couple of segments. That'll be pretty awesome. Excited about that. It was one of the rare instances where I had the show ready to go last night, like pretty early, like 8:30ish.
It's a Monday night.
It's a Monday night.
End of April, May.
I mean, there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, there's
more draft recap.
Yeah, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. It's like, all right, well, those games just haven't happened yet and haven't, kind of come through yet. So I can't really put those on the sheet. But we're going to do draft recap. We're going to do some Bengals talk. We were going to do some Browns talk. And then I was perusing social media and just, going around the websites. I looked to inspiration for the show and stumbled across this on ESPN. And this is Pete Thamel and Dan Murphy. So anytime that those guys tag team an article together, I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be interesting. The leaders of college sports are involved in, quote, deep discussions to reach a legal settlement that would likely lay out the framework for sharing revenue with athletes in a future NCAA business model. The NCAA and its power conferences are defendants in an antitrust class action lawsuit, House versus the NCAA.
Of which house?
The House of Targaryen, I think,
okay.
Which argues that the association is breaking federal laws by placing any restrictions on how athletes make money from selling rights to their NIL.
So what state? What state is bringing that? Then I'm guessing it's the House.
I don't know, Bob.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure here which state it is, but
Michael Bennett.
Yeah, he'll be right on. Well, he's sitting on that panel, like the NIL panel. That's kind of what he's going to be doing when he comes back here. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to be all over this. So the case is scheduled to go to court in January of 2025. So just a few months away from right now. If the plaintiffs win at trial, the NCAA and its schools could be liable to pay more than $4 billion in damages, which has motivated many leaders across the industry to seek a settlement. Yeah, I would imagine so when there's $4 billion at stake. Sources indicated that a turning point in the discussions, which have been ongoing, came last week in the Dallas area, where Power Conference commissioners, their general counsels, NCAA President Charlie Baker, NCAA lawyers, and the plaintiffs' attorneys met. They chose Dallas because they were already there for the college football playoff meetings, which were held in that area last week. While sources stress that no deal is imminent, details about what a multi-billion-dollar settlement would look like are expected to be shared with campuses in the new future. There are a myriad of variables to get to the finish line and still some obstacles and objections at the campus level, but sources indicate the progress has ramped up in recent weeks. A settlement would provide some legal relief for the college sports industry that's been peppered by lawsuits. It could also serve as a keystone piece to formulating a more stable future. With the settlement expected to cost billions in back pay for former athletes, it would likely also require the NCAA and the conferences to agree to a system for sharing more revenue with some of the players moving forward. Some sources indicated that the top-end revenue sharing number per school, once it's determined, would be in the neighborhood of $20 million annually. Although it's yet to be settled, whatever the number is by the settlement, individual schools will be able to opt in to share the revenue up to that number with their student athletes at their discretion. So we had talked about Virginia a couple of weeks ago, right? Virginia came and
their state legislature pushed out the fact that the NCAA cannot prohibit them from paying their student athletes directly.
Correct. So the University of Virginia, any public institution in that state, would be able to pay their players directly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the news late last week, I think it was on draft day, Bob. Was it the day that you were leaving, or Wednesday of last week, that Texas A&M had fired a bunch of...
I think 18 employees.
18 employees.
In the athletic department.
Inside of the athletic department in kind of preparation for what was going on. So that's when the meetings were going on. And it makes sense why that news came out on the heels of now this news coming out that they're facing a $4 billion lawsuit. Everything's going to hopefully go to the settling table, and then everybody's going to move forward under kind of the same umbrella that, okay, we're going to be able to pay for players directly, and it's going to be to the tune of $15 to $20 million per year.
So that's pretty impressive on a per school basis.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think the TV revenue coming in is going to be about $90 million. So that's
for us, for years.
Yes, for the Big Ten. And so the Big Ten, the SEC, it's going to be about the same. That's about a quarter of the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious how that's going to impact some of these athletic departments, how that's going to look moving forward. And then especially, Beam, they also said that the billions in back pay, or how much did they say that would?
Yeah, it would be billions in back pay, yeah.
To former players?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
big dogs over here.
Yeah, figuring
chomping at the bit.
See what's going on with that. But yeah, we'll see.
Did you get anything from the
Yeah, I got my check. Was it the Alston case?
Yeah.
I remember I talked to Tim about it. I think I ended up getting like $1,100.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so since you have the digital, since you could like deposit your checks digitally, I have a copy of it. It's sitting inside my diploma at Ohio State. It's behind.
That is great.
If you ever look at my show on YouTube, it's sitting like tucked inside my diploma.
Okay, I'll look
like
now.
You have the little sleeve, like it's stuck in the one corner.
It's a Marvel Easter egg.
Yeah, it's just sitting right there. And so yeah, I mean, I cashed it, and then it was great. I love the fact that you can like take the picture and cash them, so you can keep them now. And I said like, this is all my college work right there. I paid about $250 a year, but I'm like, it's better than a poke in the eye. So my brother, it's funny, my younger brother, like some of them got more than I did because like they were playing more recently.
Yeah.
And so even though they played like Marshall and Ohio University, they got more. But yeah, I mean, it's good for everybody. I'm excited for those guys. I think this is a great step because with this, then Beam, as you're sharing things, you'll be able to collectively bargain. And this is the issue that they're going to try to have to figure out is how do you negotiate with a group of, first of all, I mean, you have two tiers of schools. Like the group of five are not going to be able to pay $20 million. And the ACC and Big 12 aren't going to be able to pay $20 million either. I mean, that's going to be a large...
And the Pac-12 wouldn't have been if they would have been alive.
They wouldn't have been able to do that. So they're going to have to try to parcel it out and figure it out. And then also, like, who are you going to negotiate this with? Because upon giving them compensation for this, that will give the NCAA and these schools restrictive powers over some of the transfer stuff and different things. So, yeah, we've got the portal windows, but they could probably effectively get the one-time transfer pushed through once you're giving them something, but they have to get something in return. That's how negotiation, that's how bargaining, that's how contracts work.
Absolutely. So we're in the thick of the craziness right now, and it seems like this may be the tipping point where it would be an entirely new model. So that was big news coming out. And it coming up here in the next hour, around 7:20, so an hour away from right now, 50 minutes away from right now, the SEC and the Big Ten are developing a plan to work in this together. So that also came out last night, which we'll get to coming up here in the next hour. But for now, Anthony Schlegel is going to watch the world wake up with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching a big ramp closure in the downtown area because of a crash. This is the ramp from I-71 northbound to 70 eastbound. It is completely shut down right now as crews work to clear out a crash. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this. There is no timeline for when that ramp will reopen. We're also watching two other crashes, including one on the south side on I-270 southbound leading up to Alum Creek Drive and on 315 southbound at North Broadway. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. The difference with Affinity, it's clear. They have dedicated patient care coordinators who help you with scheduling, placing orders, and answer all of your questions. Affinity also offers fast shipping, so you don't have to come into the office for injections. That's what I love. I've added peptides to my TRT plan. I'm telling you, it's been tremendous. It's helped me in more ways than one. So get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here, and I'm going to piggyback on what Chops has already challenged you all with, dropping 40 pounds by the 4th of July. Sounds crazy, right? Well, I dropped 50 in that same amount of time with Awaken 180. 40 by the 4th is a cakewalk? Yeah. Put a real goal on your calendar. It changes the game. Imagine this. Your scale is flashing 230 pounds today. What if I told you it could read 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe it's sitting at 300 right now. Think about how sweet 260 would look. Easier on the eyes, and hey, for me, it's been easier on the golf course too. It's totally doable. Look at the stats. Me, 50 pounds. Chops, 95 pounds. Scotty Vegas is already down 40. We're talking real results, attainable goals, in a process so simple it feels like cheating. Except it's totally legit. Awaken 180 is the cheat code we all need. Drop your 40 by the 4th and celebrate with a cracked beer and burger in hand like me. It starts with one call to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Dial 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Fan is your home for NBA playoff action. Catch every game of the conference finals and NBA finals on The Fan and ESPN Columbus. How does one listen to such magical things? On the Fan app, silly. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. Do it.
There's a little slice of heaven in a country road's escape. Pure perfection in the form of uncrowded nature. Over 1.5 million acres of parks and public lands. From mountain biking to stargazing. Churning white water to quiet trout streams far off the grid. Almost heaven is down to earth in West Virginia. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
Whether it's a walk-off granny or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 and older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At the end of every season, a coach evaluates his team. Just like at the end of winter, you should have your roof evaluated. Hi, I'm Bob McElligott for Schottenstein Roofing. Call the expert team at Schottenstein Roofing at 614-321-8888 or go to schottensteinroofing.com to get a free inspection of your roof. And if you need work done on it, don't forget, Schottenstein Roofing has unbeatable value and all of their work is backed for life. That in addition to interest-free financing options. Schottenstein Roofing, a proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The waves were mighty and fierce as could be when my lady and I got lost at sea. We tossed and turned and we nearly drowned when my brave little boat went down. Whoa, 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 no, none of that's true. You haven't had a date in a year or two. The sea was calm and the sky was clear and you crashed right into the pier.
Yeah, fine.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
Hi, this is ESPN's Mike Greenberg, and ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the biggest sports moments this spring. The official sports book of ESPN has exclusive offers and markets from Scott Van Pelt, Stephen A. Smith, and me. From the playoff intensity to finally getting out to the ballpark, there's no better time for sports fans. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's along here, a little Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And at this time, every single Tuesday, we get to talk to this guy.
The best best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Sponsored by Sugar Shannara Accident Attorneys. We go to war for you at warforyou.com. That's warforyou.com.
And that's the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our good friend, Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Good morning, Columbus. Woo! It's raining. It's awesome. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great. Can't complain at all. Second Tuesday in a row that you've joined us live. How much caffeine do we have in our system already?
About half a cup.
Oh, that's not bad.
Maybe like a cup. Yeah, I'm doing great.
So let me ask you this question. So as you like to say on the old Twitter machine, I guess it's the old X machine now. Shark has this unbelievable collection of pictures of you. And again, you can head to our Twitter account at MorningJuice971 and see the picture that Sharky tweeted out today.
Junior high.
I don't know where he gets these from, but you look awesome in that picture.
This is a senior picture of your Schlegs.
I know, senior picture. Football. 6-cylinder right there, folks. Point of pride. When you go in, you get the shirts, you got to go to, I'm trying to remember what the store, it was in Dallas, but it was like a Marshall's or something like that where you could go in and pick up a nice white button-up, and everybody had to take those pictures because, that's what you do. And I got the shirt size that would fit me, but definitely not fitting around that neck. That's where you have the good old tie extenders, and that's where you have to do the full Windsor. When you have a neck like that, you got to do the full one because underneath it, there's about an inch gap because that shirt that actually fits your body. And this was before athletic cut was even invented. Everything was just a tarp straight down the sides. The shirt fit the shoulders and the chest, but it didn't fit necessarily the neck. So good neck to chest ratio going on there.
So you are aware that when you buy a shirt, there's sizes. Like I'm a 1836, and it goes with neck is the first size, and then arm length is the second.
So mine's like 18 and a half by 30.
Yeah, we got those short arms.
20 and a half by 30.
Yeah, normally people go in there like, hey, can I get, I want the athletic cut so it's already kind of tapered. That's fantastic. You might shorten up that arm length a little bit, take those up about an inch and a half. Like, what? It's weird. Like I got long legs, short arms. Terrible for squat and deadlift, but actually
you built like a T-Rex?
Yeah, T-Rex. It happens.
It's
how God made me, Beam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, Schlegs, you can't do anything about your dimensions. That's why they try to measure your arms. It's really not fair. The length of your humerus, like Schlegs, from the shoulder to the elbow, is one of the shorter distances on any human you're going to find. And so because of that, it makes your arm look even thicker than normal.
Always.
But I will say this. I was talking to your guy, Berm, yesterday, and I made the observation that the only guy on Ohio State that you might have thicker calves than is IGB. So I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. He might have like a 12 and a half calf to your 14 and a quarter or whatever we might have.
15 and a quarter flaccid, okay? Listen, there's more than just IGB. That's okay. Guess what? Today's a Schleg day. We're going to get in there. We're going to get some legs. We're going to get some juicy calves going, too.
Have you ever seen... Schlegs,
it's going to get bumpy at the armory.
Have you ever seen the lifting shoes that look like heels? I was watching this... When I was up at ESPN, there was this one girl in there that do a lot of powerlifting, and she would literally have these shoes on. They're athletic shoes, but had like an elevated heel, like an inch and a half. Now, is that for... I figured it was for more quad-dominant exercise to really lean in on them. But I was also now trying to figure out maybe it pumps the calves a little bit.
No, those are just platform shoes. They're mainly used for Olympic weightlifting. And you've seen people that will put like plates under their heels, or they'll use one of those heel elevated slant boards a little bit. It just allows you to get a deeper range of motion. But that's because ankle mobility suffers. So having that elevated can allow you to get down a little bit deeper. But, to each their own. So I just squat in Jordans. I just like them because they're flat.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, we heard from Bob and his draft story, and I'm sure he'll tell that a little bit later coming on up in the week. But for you, I mean, what was draft night like coming out for you, buddy, as we got through the draft at the end of last week?
Yeah, I mean, it was a different draft back then, right? We had 2 days. It wasn't this 4-day spectacle, which I like. But I was actually at my sister's house up in Powell, and my dad and his buddy were there, and Seth was there, and I was just like chilling, watching all you guys go in the first round, and then it's like, all right, I need to run on some linebackers so I can get going, and all of a sudden, like the third round came, there came a little run at linebacker, and I was just kind of laying on the floor, just like chilling, seeing what was going down. I probably passed out during the second round, just sleeping, and got a call from the Jets, like, hey, you're going to be a Jet. I'm like, all right, let's go. And that was about it. And then the next day, this is a fun fact, but the next day, I promised my dad, I was like, listen, here's the deal. If I go first day, we're going to go play golf at Muirfield. Well, I only had one contact, and that was Mike Brady.
I was going to say, are you writing checks you can't cash?
Yeah, I did. That's okay. That's what you do, man. You just charge it to win it, and you figure it out because we're all the Buckeyes. So I called up Braves. He was like, I got you, and he got us on without him having to be there, which was fantastic because then it was myself, my brother-in-law Mike, Coach Ketchai, who my dad coached with for a long time while I was growing up, and my dad. We played golf at Muirfield. I don't remember how I played. It wasn't about that. I probably played really good because I played a lot of golf back then, but it was a great time.
That's pretty impressive, Schlegs. I love that you committed that to your dad without really having it set up in any meaningful way. Maybe you're just trying to undersell expectations. That's. What do you remember though about? So you get drafted. Did you have rookie minicamp that first week, or was it 2 weeks? What was that like?
I had to go right out the gate because I was already done with school. Because back then, a lot of times you couldn't go early because remember you had to be graduated to go. Yeah, but we were on the quarters, and I graduated in that March. But you had to go right away, and I mean, I was great. I'm like, I want to go. I want to get acclimated. Rookie minicamp, kind of see where you are in the building, just kind of understand the area. I went to the concrete jungle of what the hell is that? Long Island.
Yeah.
Back then because we were at Hofstra. I was thinking Queens. I was like, we were east of Queens. And I forgot what that was, but it's the Long Island. I mean, a lot of really creative names going on over there. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. And, now rookie minicamp, and that's what I told the guys, and this is where guys that go later in the rounds, like everything is earned. So the more that you can go in there prepared physically to go, and this is the other thing, too, that you got to remember when these guys come in as a coach, right, at that level. These guys have been preparing for a combine. They haven't been prepping their tissue for, like, hard-ass practices. So I was like, dudes, listen, you're going to go in there, and every team is different. Every club is different, what they're going to do for those 2 or 3 days that they have you at rookie minicamp. So the number one thing you can do is make sure that you're in shape and that you prep the tissue to be able to handle volumes of running because you haven't been able to do that. Who doesn't like a good tissue prep? Okay?
Absolutely.
So make sure that you have that because you don't want your conditioning or to pull something while you're doing that to be your first impression with that organization. Come in like a pro like that you are and set the standard and the expectations that this is something that can contribute to our club.
Hey, wise man once said the standard is the standard. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for waking up with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the rain, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Attack and dominate. Come see me at the Armory. I'll be there all day. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
There you go. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Had some pretty big NFL broadcasting news yesterday. Do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching a big ramp closure in the downtown area because of a crash. This is the ramp from I-71 northbound to 70 eastbound. It is completely shut down right now as crews work to clear out a crash. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this. There is no timeline for when that ramp will reopen. We're also watching 2 other crashes, including one on the south side on I-270 southbound leading up to Alum Creek Drive and on 315 southbound at North Broadway. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
We see it every day. A guy comes into the men's clinic and guess what? The pills quit working, or they're sick of the side effects. And you know what else we see? Guys not confident in their relationship. At Columbus Men's Clinic, we're the leaders in bedroom confidence. Understanding if you even need ED or low T treatment should be the first step. And the next should be choosing the treatment or treatment combination to build your confidence. Our urologist and physician group is offering professional, modern treatments with success rates as high as 92% and decades of experience. Our doctors are not going to send you an email with what might work for most people. We are results-driven, concierge. You don't pay for medication, it's included, but you invest in the time it takes to get you where you want to be. We've built an experience with discretion that takes the worry out of going to the doctor. In fact, we've normalized it for guys all over Columbus. Come see our friendly team in Columbus and find out why we've been #1 in men's health for years. Get a consultation and low T blood work with results on your first visit for $99. Get your confidence back in the bedroom and beyond. Go to columbusmensclinic.com and book your appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
There was some speed to this.
The sudden roars.
Gauged it just right.
That Sunday celebration.
From Oslo to Ohio, Victor Hovland is the champion.
It's better live. Join us at the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, June 3rd through 9th. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here, and the hoops action is heating up, and Tipico Sportsbook is the best place to bet on the playoff action. Enjoy the most rewarding sportsbook with the hottest promos. Bet on select games. Earn a bet credit for each three-pointer made. Continue to rack up the rewards with the highest cash back in the industry with up to 5% cash back on your bets. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan100 to get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $25. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. That's promo code TheFan100. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Wednesday night at 8 on The Fan.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest the Your Cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Self-care alert, new Tropic Bowls are here. Try one of our 4 flavors like our new acai bowl. Your vacay is a Tropic Bowl away.
Before the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer in the Fans Euchre Tournament. Mark your calendars for May 5th at the Ballroom at Hollywood Casino Columbus for a tournament with high stakes for a low buy-in. Sign up your team of 2 for just $50 at 971thefan.com. Every team's guaranteed 4 games with the top 16 teams advancing to the money round. It all benefits the Ohio State Comprehensive Cancer Center, James Cancer Hospital, and Solov Research Institute. Limited space available. Sign up your team today at 971thefan.com.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
Hey, what's up? I'm Elle Duncan, host of the Elle Duncan Show. If you're looking for a podcast that gives you a little bit about a lot and a lot about nothing, you've come to the right place. There's pop culture, there's sports, really anything that we find particularly interesting that you're talking about on social media. And oh yeah, I do it with this guy named Gary Streisky, who's a homie.
Hey, Elle, what's going on? Thanks for the mention. Can I get on the graphic now?
No. Follow and listen to the Elle Duncan Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Skies are pretty soggy today. We've got widespread showers out there. They're going to be sticking around through the morning commute and into the early afternoon. Also drier conditions this afternoon and into the evening hours. Temperatures today staying in the lower 70s. Columbus topping out at 72. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by ER Auto Care, masters of our craft.
We ask dumb questions, you give dumb answers. Vote now at 971thefan.com. In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
We're here on The Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Sharky?
Yes.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you, gentlemen. The highly anticipated, he said with tongue-in-cheek, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson bout has been sanctioned.
Yes.
Paul and the former heavyweight champ are meeting in the ring on July 20th, and the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations has sanctioned it as a professional fight. That's a little surprising because there's only going to be 2-minute rounds. But, Bob, the results...
2-minute rounds,
yeah,
gosh.
8 2-minute rounds if it goes the distance. The results will count on each fighter's professional record.
Well, I would say this. I think the 2-minute rounds might bode better for Mike Tyson, given the fact he's like 57 years old. You know what? So looking
He's
at that,
going to be 58 by the time that this fight comes around.
yeah, I mean it's going to be for a while. I heard also Mike is abstaining from weed and sex.
I heard that too. I heard that.
So you know what? He's focused. He's ready to go. I mean,
did he say he was abstaining from gummies or
8 2-minute rounds? I mean, that's only 16 minutes of beating that Jake Paul is going to take. I hope Mike Tyson tries to knock his head off.
Oh, I do too, and I think he'll probably come out and look
those
for that.
pillow-style gloves they're wearing, they're like 47-ounce gloves.
I think they are. They're 14-ounce gloves, I think.
Yeah, they're big.
They're
like sparring gloves.
What the catch was on that and these negotiations. I find it interesting, though, about this, that the 31-year age gap will be the biggest in the history of professional boxing, eclipsing the 24-year gap between Archie Moore and Mike DiBiase. When they met in 1963. So, I mean, Archie Moore, who was 49 at the time, beat DiBiase by third-round TKO. And again, this was back in 1963, but he was also like an active fighter, and we haven't seen Mike Tyson fight in, quite some time. But yeah, sanctioned fight.
I watched him punch Alan. Not Alan. Was it who did he punch at Hangover?
Stu. Yeah,
punched
right to the eyeball.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
I mean, he hasn't competed at a professional level since he was 38, so that was 20 years ago that we haven't seen him compete at a professional level.
I've watched plenty of him working out.
I've seen plenty of him working out, and yeah, I mean, again, this is going to be on Netflix. It may be a situation which I re-engage back up on the Netflix to get this thing and then cancel after that immediately, because it is going to be free to watch, and my interest is piqued in this anytime you can see Mike Tyson fight again.
So you're going to pay for it?
Yeah, what's Netflix now? Like $10 a month or something like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Big shakeup at CBS for the NFL Today show. Phil Simms and Boomer Esiason have gotten the boot. Former Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan is taking their place. So now, Beamer, it'll be James Brown, Nate Burleson, Bill Cowher, J.J. Watt, and Matt Ryan.
Who do you guys watch on Sunday mornings? Are you an ESPN, Fox, CBS guy?
I'll watch ESPN or Fox a little bit. I've watched some CBS, but this will make it better. I like Boomer a lot. Phil really wasn't doing anything for me anymore. He's older. All he does is that show. Like, Boomer does daily radio, so he's locked in. He's got a lot of energy still.
I saw he just signed a big contract extension at WFAN in New York, too.
Yeah, he does a great job. As far as Phil, though, Phil is just... I like Phil. I thought he was better in in-game stuff. He's very bland. He doesn't bring a lot of personality, and that's what I love about watching Fox is there's a lot of entertainment quality that goes into it in the interpersonal relationships between the guys. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I'm more of a...
Fun and drama, Beam.
I'm more of a Fox guy as well on the lead up to NFL, Sunday is the 1 o'clock kick. When do they come on the air? Like 11 o'clock, I think. A couple hours before game time, they come on. But I'm usually a Fox guy, so it's not going to really impact my viewing habits that much. Shark, are you a CBS? I mean, the Browns are on CBS.
No, they don't come on at 11. They come on at noon.
Do they? Okay, so it's a 1 hour pregame show.
ESPN comes on at 10.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got a 3-hour pregame show.
Are you a CBS? The Browns are on CBS a good amount.
Yeah, no, I'm Fox.
Okay.
I'm Fox more than CBS, but I'm one of those that, I get home from church and I turn on ESPN to watch that. Yep. Also, more broadcasting news. We figured that Eagles center Jason Kelce would find a job in the media after announcing his retirement in February, and indeed, he has landed at ESPN. He won't be in the booth. He won't be joining Rex, Foot Fetish Ryan, and Randy Moss on Sunday. Instead, Jason Kelce is going to be part of the Monday Night Countdown team. And Bob, it looks like Robert Griffin III is going to be the odd man out there.
So he's off.
They said it's highly likely that RG3 is not going to be back on the ESPN Monday Night Countdown.
Okay. Listen, I'll tell you this. I'll tune in to watch Jason Kelce. Like, he's entertaining.
He did, I think it was an Amazon game last year, Bob. It was Al Michaels and it was Herbie up in the booth. And I forget exactly which game it was that he was doing, but he came in maybe in like the middle of the second quarter. No, it had to be in the second half that he came in. And he just hung out with those guys. And it was kind of just 3-man booth that they were doing for the better part of the second half of that game. I'm like, whatever happens in his career, and at the time I'm like, if he hangs him up after this year or if he hangs him up in a couple of years, I'm like, he will be great in the broadcast booth. So
his voice sounds awesome. It sounds
does.
like he smokes and drinks all the time.
Well, I think he might. He might. But I came away with that conclusion, like after just watching him for, a half of a football game, I'm like, I don't know, he's going to be really good at this. He knows ball. So I think that's a pretty tremendous get by ESPN for them able to snag Jason Kelce. So, a lot of NFL broadcasting news to go over right there. Which rookie quarterback is set up for the best after the draft? We'll do that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a big ramp closure. This is the ramp from I-71 northbound to 70 eastbound. It is completely shut down because of a crash. Crews are working to clear up. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this, as there is no timeline for when this will reopen. 2 other crashes to let you know about. The first one on the south side on 270 southbound leading up to Alum Creek Drive. There are some lane closures. And on 315 southbound right at North Broadway, expect the right lane to be closed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
All right, guys, if you've been feeling tired and grumpy, you've noticed lack of motivation and drive, you may have low T. Low testosterone levels can cause weight gain, loss of muscle mass, and so much more. So I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels tested. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's only $25. They have an on-site lab. You'll get results back in about 25 minutes. Most insurance is accepted for treatment, so go to lowtcenter.com now. Book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Working your way through that honey-do list? More flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks, trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
With an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th, yes, pounds, I'm approaching the 40-pound mark, and I just started Awaken 180. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
Getting the kids ready or just planning your week.
This time of year, the weather can bring winter and spring, even in the same day.
Freezing in the morning, then sunny and warm in the afternoon. The Doppler 10 weather team helps you make the best of it.
By keeping you prepared. Make sure you grab the rain gear today.
Chilly rain, high winds, or even snow.
Back down into the 30s.
You'll be ready
for whatever comes your way. So make the best of the weather.
With Central Ohio's weather leader, the Doppler 10 weather team.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it Almost Heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Something amazing is happening here. Teams are using AI to improve performance. That's because CDW data engineers are unlocking the next era of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. With the power to run workloads faster, your business has a better shot at success. Intel and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel Client.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark. The Shark Red starter Nick Lodolo gave up a home run to the Padres' first batter, Jurickson Profar. He then walked two batters to start the second inning, but Lodolo was perfect after that. He retired his final 18 batters and finished with 11 strikeouts in Cincinnati's 5-2 win at San Diego. Lodolo now 3-0 on the season. The Guardians had the night off after flying from Atlanta to Houston. They visit the Astros this evening. In the NBA playoffs tonight, the Cavaliers and Magic play Game 5 of their first-round series in Cleveland. Series is tied at 2-2 with the home team winning every game so far. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, Florida whipped Tampa Bay 6-1 to win that first-round series over the Lightning 4-1. And Dallas won at Vegas 4-2. That series is even at 2-2. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Give yourself a goal of losing 40 pounds by the 4th. It's doable, it's easy, and your summer self will thank you. Awaken180weightloss.com.
The hardest part of your workday is over. You've managed to get out of your fart sack.
Attention campers, lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it.
This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here 7:35 this morning. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. And to Portal Combat tonight at midnight. Going to check in with Steve, talk all things Buckeyes coming up here around 7:35. If you miss Schlegs in the 6 o'clock hour, if you're not, an hour away from right now, around 8:05, we're going to fire that back up for you here this morning. Then Uncle Beau, he's going to round out the program with us, as he does every single Tuesday, coming up here around 8:35, a little bit later on.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, big one tonight up in Cleveland, Ohio. Cavs.
Game 5,
Cavalanche. 8 o'clock tonight, game number 5 up in Cleveland. See if the home court holds steady here. Crew in Mexico already, Bob. I saw they posted on social media that they were flying down to Mexico yesterday to get acclimated. So I'm sure they have
some partying
a little training session today. And then that game coming up tomorrow at 10:15 tomorrow evening. So that one, Big Dog's going to need a nap for that one, and Big Dog is going to need a little 3 p.m. shot of espresso, as Schlegs likes to call it, or maybe a nice little cup of Nespresso. I'm going to have to do something to stay up for that 10:15 kick.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for you, Beam.
Especially if it goes to extras, Bob.
So
that goes to penalties. It's 12:15 best case scenario.
I was going to say 2 hours, I would say, is a nice packaged game for you with limited stoppage
2 hours
time.
if it goes the full 90. If we go into extras and then a shootout, I'm looking at a 1:15 bedtime.
That sounds good for you.
Into Thursday.
Yeah, that'll be good. But Beam, if they win, they're going to the championship.
Of course. Yeah, of course. So
if
hopefully
they tie, they're going to the championship. As long as it's not
if it's 2-1 and they tie, then they'll go to extras.
Yeah.
But
I'm talking if they tie this game.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
win or
correct.
draw, you're going out. You're moving on. Just don't lose.
Or you can lose anything other than 1-0.
Yeah, you're good.
And then you're going to be all right. So big one for the Crew tomorrow on the second leg of the semifinals down in Monterey. NBA playoffs last night. Lakers dead. Pelicans dead. So we got that going for them. A couple elimination games tonight. Bucks and 76ers.
The Lakers got one, though.
Yeah, they did get one. It was the gentleman's sweep. The 76ers and the Bucks could be dead tonight. They play the Knicks and Pacers, respectively. And then the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs last night. Lightning dead at the hand of the Florida Panthers. 4 elimination games tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Jeez.
All 4 of the games tonight are currently at 3-1 in the series.
Yeah, that's no fun.
For who? Could be fun. Could be fun for if you're a Bruins fan. You get to knock out the Maple Leafs. That's always fun.
I will say this: the one time I'll cheer for the Bruins is when they can knock out the Leafs.
Absolutely.
I enjoy watching the Canadians get sad.
I enjoy, especially the Toronto Maple Leafs fans get sad. So we got that going for us.
Shark's wife's a huge Maple Leafs fan.
Is she more of a Leafs fan, Shark, or is she more of a Habs fan?
She is a Blue Jackets fan. Okay. Stop it.
We were just asking.
You stop it.
Where's she from originally? From up around Toronto, right? Outside of Toronto?
Actually, she's closer to Detroit than Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still on the other side of the line.
Still on the other side.
Okay.
From Chatham, Ontario, Canada.
What's the city that's right across from Detroit?
Windsor.
I never went to Windsor, but I imagine it was
still
a good time.
Bean.
Yeah, I guess I could. I'm not really up in that region that much. Maybe when we go up to...
Maybe for your next birthday, you should head up there.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Birthday and Father's Day present for me this year?
That'd be
Going
great.
up to Windsor?
I mean, I know one of my friends when they turned, I think you can drink there at 18 or 19.
Yeah, 18,
And they've got a lot of stripper clubs there, right across the bridge.
One of my friends, it was his birthday, and it was his older brother. I remember him telling us about this in high school. We thought it was the coolest thing. He went up there, and they had strippers. They had him paddle him on stage. And he was like, he's like, dude, my rear was so bruised. He's like, I could hardly ride back in the car the next day.
But I loved every second
But
of
he
it.
loved every second of it. It was a lot of fun.
Fun and drama?
It was. It's like, gosh, that sounds great. It's only 3 hours away. And then I lived in Detroit for 2 years and never once went to Windsor. I had one of my teammates, he would drive to Toronto on Thursday nights and drive back for practice the next day.
That's great.
It's 3 hours.
I bet.
I bet. It's like, dude, what time is it? Yeah, I usually wake up at about 4:30, get back in the car. I'm like, you in a good state of mind at 4:30 to drive back? He's like, a couple coffees, I'll be fine.
A couple of espressos.
That sounds terrible.
That really does sound
I
good.
look at him like, dude, you really drove to Toronto last night? I mean,
yeah, there's nothing going on here in Detroit.
He loved going to Toronto, and maybe there's some there. I think there was a lady there that he was trying to see.
That he was intrigued with?
Yes.
Good for him. Hey, he pointed to the sign.
He was a gentleman caller.
At all costs.
It was at all costs. That cost was him probably almost dying, falling asleep.
Cost from sleep and the actual cost to get there with gas.
Yeah.
Which rookie quarterback do you think set up the best for this year? So, little recap here. The first
Michael Penix.
First round.
A single game.
Caleb Williams to the Bears. Jaden Daniels, number 2 to the Commanders. Drake May, 3rd to the Patriots. Michael Penix Jr., 8th to the Falcons. J.J. McCarthy, 10th to the Vikings. And then Bo Nix taken 12th to the Oregon Ducks. Or not the Oregon Ducks. He played at the Oregon Ducks. To the Denver Broncos.
If Bo Nix is good, I would say Bo Nix is set up about as well as anybody.
Stable in the coaching realm.
He's got a really good offensive coach.
Got a really good offensive coach there.
And they've got some weapons.
They just lost Jerry Jeudy to the Browns.
Yes.
Right?
But
he's the Browns now.
They still have weapons on offense. And Sean Payton is one of the best offensive minds you're going to find.
And they had that thing turned around really nicely at the end of last year.
I mean, they ended up winning games at the end.
After getting 60-some points hung up on them earlier in the year.
Oh, gosh. Almost 70, 63 against the Dolphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the worst defensive games I've ever seen played in my life.
Devon Achane just doing whatever he wanted to in that game.
It was terrible. That was so bad. But I feel good. I would feel good about that. Michael Penix probably won't lose a game this year.
Probably not going to play a game.
McCarthy went to the Vikings. That's another situation that's a pretty good spot.
Mm-hmm. Former quarterback is your head coach, Kevin O'Connell.
They've got weapons there. He's got receivers. He's got a tight end. Offensive line if he can be, just a watered down version of Kirk Cousins in his first year, he should be able to throw for 4,000 yards.
The bad news on J.J. McCarthy and his situation, though,
he's never thrown more than 20 passes in a game.
That's not a true fact,
no.
But it sounds like it could be. But the bad news is, Bob, if it goes poorly, then Justin Jefferson, you don't know what he is capable of being a wild card and renegotiating
I know
a
what he's capable of. He'll tell me he don't want to be there. He'll sit out.
Right, that's what I mean. So, like, you've got if it goes poorly and it doesn't fix itself by the end of the season, I can imagine there's a situation in there brewing that Justin Jefferson says, "Nope, this isn't for me. I'm gone. See you later." And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, you just lost the best possible non-quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
the biggest game breaker in the league.
So, but you've got it. The good news is you've got him there, though.
You've got him there now. Correct.
So you should feel good about that. We'll see kind of where it goes from there. But, yeah, he's got it set up, and that's a quarterback-friendly offense for you just to be able to line up Kevin O'Connell, but it will scheme it up for you. It's very similar to what the Browns do. Like, they're going to scheme it up, a lot of quick game, take some shots down the field.
To run the ball, decent defense.
Absolutely, but it'll be set up for winning for him. So
it's a tough division you're in.
It is, but you should be well positioned to be able to have success.
Drake May, Jane Daniels, I'm on the line of thinking with them, Bob, that I just don't see it happening in year number one for them, unless they go out there and there's something spectacular. Like, you look at the Patriots last year, really bad, and I know they have a new head coach, and everyone up there in New England is excited for this kind of post-Bill Belichick era. It will look a little bit different with Gerard Mayo, and obviously he's bringing his own flair and his own flavor. That's more of if Drake May is going to be successful. For me, it'll be year 2, year 3. I don't know if it'll be immediate impact year number 1. And then Jane Daniels is the same thing out there in Washington. Like, they have been so bad and so inept for so long. Like, they're just turning the page to a new owner. They just tore down their defense last year. Their offense, outside of Terry McLaurin, there's not really a whole lot going on there. What else did they do in the draft?
If I told you J.J. McCarthy has thrown more than 30 passes in a game over 2 years as a starter, how many games would you say that's happened in?
3.
Shark.
They have been beating people with the run, though, and a gnarly defense. Michigan has.
I'm going to say 5, Bob.
Shark was closer. He was within 1. He's thrown 30 passes 6 times. 3 in 22 and 3 in 23.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So in this year, 2 of those were 30 on the nose.
Barely over the Mendoza line.
And they were against Iowa and East Carolina.
Surprising that it was against Iowa.
And Purdue. I think that was really more just a misnomer.
What was Ohio State?
Oh, goodness. How many threw against Ohio State? 20. 16 to 20.
He did throw a pass in that Penn State game in the second half.
He threw 1. They didn't count it because there was a penalty. Right. So it was called, they accepted the penalty. So, yeah, he threw 7. He threw 8. He was 7 of 8.
How many times will he throw 30 balls this year?
Well, should be quick game and some easy.
Probably all
throws.
of them, though.
But, yeah, you've got to throw it close to 30. I mean, they may keep it between 25 and 30 most games. But, the thing is, outside of that, there's a bunch of games that he threw under 25.
Mm-hmm.
So he threw more under 25, I think, than he threw over 30. So it'll be interesting to see when you get that volume how he's going to look. That's always something that is curious where you extrapolate, these are the numbers. And if you just extrapolate, it'll be the same. It's not always that easy. When you start to expose people and give them more reps, it's not like it just grows exponentially.
Where do you fall on the Caleb Williams situation? Good situation from the outside looking in.
I'm not a Matt Eberflus fan.
So,
who is their offensive coordinator, by the way?
He just came from the Seahawks, I think, Bob.
This is your team, Beam.
I know it is, and I don't even know it. I told you I'm kind of over him right now.
Shane Waldron.
Shane Waldron, that's right.
He came from the Seahawks, you said?
Yep.
I don't know much about him.
I don't either. He was the Rams pass game coordinator in 2020 when they won the Super Bowl.
If he was down there, I'll give him a little more leeway.
Seahawks offensive coordinator for the last couple of years. A revitalization of Geno's career.
Yeah, I just don't think Matt Eberflus is a very good coach.
Yeah,
minus the think. He's not.
Defensively, he's okay, But outside of that, of like running an entire organization,
I don't think he's good at managing games and running the program. I think he's a weirdo too. I think he's. I know a number of people that have played for him, and they called him a non-confrontational weirdo.
Okay, well that's good.
That's what you got, Beam.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's exciting. You look at the situation, though. I mean, it's better than. I mean, world's better than anything that Justin Fields had, right?
Oh yeah, they finally helped him.
World's better. Like all of a sudden now, it's like you're investing into your offensive line. You just get Keenan Allen, you draft Rome Odunze, and you have DJ Moore who's coming off a stellar year.
Yeah,
it's like situation-wise, like that's probably the best. But knowing the entire 104-year history of the Bears, like it'll still be a mess. That's at least my thought on it. Remember the weird news dump that we got back in February? The Big Ten and the SEC were going to work together. It's going to come in real handy over the next few months. We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, the ramp from 71 northbound to 70 eastbound is still shut down because of a crash. Traffic is slow moving coming in from the south side on I-71 northbound. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this, as there is no timeline for when this will reopen. We're also still watching a crash on I-270 southbound leading up to Alum Creek Drive that has traffic slow moving, and on 315 southbound at North Broadway. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Good morning, everyone. Watch NBC4 today at 6 a.m. and you could win a $10,000 trip to Paris. Spot the keyword at 6 a.m. and enter to win. The NBC4 Today Bon Voyage giveaway, sponsored by Reynolds Travel. This week at 6 a.m.
Safe Auto Insurance is now Direct Auto Insurance. What's the difference? Basically, the name. Direct Auto offers savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, just like you're used to, which means you never have to make trade-offs when it comes to paying for car insurance. So don't even think about carpooling to work with Talkative Ted. It's time to stop compromising and keep driving with Direct Auto. Get a free quote at directauto.com or call 1-877-GO-DIRECT. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. NA member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Good morning, everyone. Watch NBC4 today at 6 a.m. and you could win a $10,000 trip to Paris. Spot the keyword at 6 a.m. and enter to win. The NBC4 Today Bon Voyage giveaway, sponsored by Reynolds Travel. This week at 6 a.m.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Low Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Low Fiber is here. and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers are widespread this morning, gradually tapering off as we head through the day. By this afternoon and into the evening hours, we dry things up. Temperatures starting in the 60s, ending in the 70s. Columbus topping out at 72 degrees. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's the Long here, little Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And it's Tuesday and it's 7:20, and I know exactly what that means.
Oh boy, you hear that and you know what time it is.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.
That means it's Appetizer Tuesday, which means it's a Threes Day. The featured appetizer at Rooster's, well, it's going to be just $3. And today's featured appetizer, had it yesterday. It's delicious. It's one of my favorites. Fried pickles. Pickles cut, breaded and fried into delicious chips, served with a side of Rooster's homemade ranch dressing. Shark, we think they're a big deal. And you know what?
Hey, you say that every time it comes up. Like, what are they on rotation for? Like every 6 to 8 weeks, this one comes
Something
up.
like that.
Every time you say it, I can't help but laugh.
What's all in the delivery, Bean?
I know
That's what's key. And hey, you want to get them real juiced up, get some spicy ranch. They'll be even better. That's exciting. And so you know what? Get it going over there. $3 all day long. Fried pickles. And 1 hour from now, I'll be giving away a $50 Roosters gift card. How about that? It's exciting. And they also have some sweet new menu items. This nice little, all you got Nashville spicy chicken sandwich there. This new mango habanero sauce.
Ooh.
There's the garlic parmesan sauce, which is there as well. You want to mix that beam with maybe the Nashville dry rub. It's going to really bring it home for you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up their menu now.
They're pretty good. There was a couple. They have this new cauliflower crust pizza. A lot of good stuff.
I like a cauliflower crust pizza. Yeah. I don't mind
a cauliflower.
About
cauliflower.
That's how it's said, right? Cauliflower.
Who are we calling? How about just cauliflower?
Cauliflower. That's how it's spelled. That's how it's pronounced. Do I say it weird? Cauliflower? How do you say it, Shark?
Cauliflower.
Okay. Cauliflower.
So I say it weird. Cauliflower. Meredith also yells at me for the way that I say. I don't know. She also yells at me at the way that I. What would you call those little things that you put in a martini?
Olives.
Okay, so I say olive.
Yeah.
And then the things that come out of the sea, Bob, they're about this big around. You usually get like 5 to a plate. You sear them on both sides for like 90 seconds. Little seafood. Scallops. So she yells at me because she says scallops and olive. I say olive and scallop. And she scallop, yeah.
Scallop.
Yeah, she always yells at me.
Scallops.
So I didn't know cauliflower is like that too.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, she's from Dayton, so I don't know if it's a Dayton thing or me just being a weird thing. It's probably just a me.
I've never heard of that, Bean. Yeah, that's cauliflower. I thought when people say that, like my father-in-law will say it as a joke, I think.
What, cauliflower?
Yeah.
Maybe it started that way, and then I've just continued to say it wrong.
Probably that 1 year you spent at Western Kentucky.
It wasn't even a year, Shark. It was my father-in-law, just a few months. I couldn't take it any longer.
He says, like if you were referring to the shade or hue of something, that would be the
shade or the hue of something.
If you were defining something by the whatever the
like pattern.
It's a solid pattern. It has a big wheel. There's 3 primary of them.
Colors.
Yes, colors.
Okay.
And so he calls it collars.
No, yeah, that's wrong.
And I'm like, that's what's on my shirt.
Yes, I have a shirt collar.
I have a shirt collar.
Not a shirt collar.
But I am wearing this color.
Anthony Schlegel's collar cannot fit around his neck.
Absolutely, yes.
Can you use it in a sentence for me?
Because he didn't realize, like, can you just buy a bigger shirt collar, Schlegs? That's all you got to do.
Those mango habanero ones, I think I'm going to have.
I'm going to be honest. The mango habanero is really good. And you get that with the Nashville rub on it. You do the naked wing. It's a little crispy. It's really good. They did a great job. They were fantastic. You know what I did last weekend, too? Had some folks over. I did some tequila-infused,
That's right.
some jalapeno-infused tequila, which was great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about that. I put them in there for about a couple hours, then strained it out. I'm excited to get into that this weekend. I strained it. I got it poured in a bottle. I probably got a full fifth of it, so it should last for a night.
What kind of tequila did you go with?
I just had 1800.
Okay.
Just Blanco.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use Reposado or anything.
I like the Casamigos. That's pretty good for me.
I like Casamigos, but I'll just drink that straight up. I don't want to put anything with that. I like a nice little Reposado. It's sweet. I could probably drink a gallon of it and call it a night.
I like the like if I'm mixing too. I like the Casamigos with like a heavy lime squeeze in it.
Yeah.
So like the Espolón though, I like that for mixing. So like that, and that's not as quite as expensive as Casamigos is, because I know that can
That's what gets expensive. That's why I'm going to get Casamigos. I'm just going to drink it straight up.
So the SEC and the Big Ten are at the center of a developing revenue sharing plan that with players that would redefine college athletics in the future. CBS Sports has learned. So we talked about this in the 6 o'clock hour. If you missed this, you can go back to the podcast right after the program is done around 9:05 and take a listen to this. This was on the heels of the ESPN publishing an article, Bob, about an antitrust lawsuit that's going on between the NCAA and obviously like the charter members and the schools, and how it could basically be the death knell for the NCAA and kind of what's going on.
Well, this is the death knell. This is the end of amateurism.
Yeah.
People talked about NIL and that being the end of it. And that's a third-party payment, so they still hire the guys. Well, it's not us. It's not that. This is revenue sharing now straight out of the TV deals.
Correct.
This is going to basically the cloak of amateurism has been revealed. The curtain has been torn, Shark. It is no longer there. You are now able to free to move about the temple.
So this was coming from the ESPN article, and then we'll jump into Dennis Dodd's CBS articles. The NCAA and its power conferences are defendants in an antitrust class action lawsuit, House versus NCAA, which argues that the association is breaking federal law by placing any restrictions on how athletes can earn money from NIL. The case is scheduled to go to court in January of 2025. If the plaintiffs win at trial, the NCAA and its schools could be liable to pay more than $4 billion in damages. I mean, so that's a big price tag. And then off the heels of that story, Dennis Dodd of CBS last night reporting the still unrefined proposal currently utilizing the name, quote, modern model would not only share revenue with the players, but perhaps also settle the House v. NCAA lawsuit that goes to trial that we were just talking about. The lawsuit continues to be the top hurdle for programs in planning college athletics' future. Settlement money alone could cost universities between $15 and $20 million. Athletic directors have been frustrated trying to figure out how to rearrange their budgets.
Screwed.
Yeah.
You want to know why they're so screwed? Is I'm just reading this beam. The case is presided. It's going to be presided over by the Honorable Claudia Wilkin. You know, 2 previous cases that she presided over for the NCAA. The O'Bannon and Alston case.
Oh, yeah,
both resulting in unfavorable results for the NCAA.
Yeah,
that's an 0 for 2.
Yeah, on big ones.
This might be
a big 0 for 2.
This might be a 3-up, 3-down situation, and that's why they decided to ultimately come to the table here.
So Dennis Dodd reporting, sources told CBS Sports the revenue sharing idea actually emerged out of the SEC and the Big Ten and their joint advisory group. It was announced by both conferences in February. Remember that little story we were talking about? Like, oh, that's weird. What do they have in store for the future? Well, apparently this is what they've been working on. The group is made up of university presidents, chancellors, and ADs. House plaintiffs attorney Jeffrey Kessler had no comment when he was reached about the plan, nor the prospect of settling the lawsuit.
He was the former NFLPA attorney.
Yeah. So the House suit claims that college athletes are entitled to a share of the television revenue as well as money for their NIL. Again, they could owe up to $4.2 billion in this.
Sound good.
But the SEC and the Big Ten coming together and saying, you know what, we're going to get out ahead of this thing. And so that's where that came from. So when you look at the college football playoff, the media revenue, I think the combined like 58% are going to the SEC and the Big Ten. And it makes sense because out of the 40 appearances in college football playoff teams, 29 of them have come from either one of those conferences.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I was looking at the origins of this. The House case originated as 2 distinct legal actions. The plaintiffs, Grant House and Sedona Price, initiated the House case on June 15, 2020, well over a year before significant changes were made to the NCAA's NIL regulations. At the time of the filing, Grant House He was a member of Arizona State University's swimming and diving team, while Sedona Price played for the University of Oregon's women's basketball team.
Okay.
A third plaintiff, Tamir Oliver, formerly a football player of the University of Illinois, had initially filed a separate lawsuit. Oliver versus the NCAA was consolidated into the House case.
Okay.
And so that's the legal element that was leading into this. And I mean, they're basically,
yeah, it's done.
This is cooked, and this is the way it ultimately needs to happen. It took way longer for them to get here than it should have. It's going to be a game changer for how athletic departments are going to need to be run. I'm curious as to how they're going to, and this is the problem. Everybody wants to bring it in together, but I'm curious how they're going to weave this in with Title IX.
Yeah.
And, it's the equal opportunity versus equal outcome situation where, yeah, maybe everybody gets a little piece of this, but you can't have this be a situation where the 90% of the revenues are generated for men's football and the other 10% for probably men, maybe 80, 10 and 10 or something for men's and women's basketball. And so I'm curious to see how they're going to find a way to spread this ruling out and spread the cash from the TV contracts.
Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts, he's going to join us. We'll talk some Portal Combat with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a big closure on I-71 northbound to 70 eastbound. That ramp is shut down in the downtown area as crews work to clear up a crash. Northbound traffic on 71 is slow moving coming in from the south side. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this. We're also still watching crews clear up a crash on 270 southbound near Alum Creek Drive and on 315 southbound near North Broadway. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by ER Auto Care. We are masters of our craft.
Being without a car can cause chaos in our family's busy lives. That's why we trust ER Auto Care to keep our family moving. Repairs are done right each and every time, and our vehicle is usually back in a day. Free ride share and loaner cars make drop-off and pickup a breeze. ER Auto Care, they truly are masters of their craft.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 5 or more items for 99 cents each with card. Kraft Mac and Cheese, Bar S. Frank's, Campbell's Soup, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We see it every day. A guy comes into the men's clinic and guess what? The pills quit working, or they're sick of the side effects. And you know what else we see? Guys not confident in their relationship. At Columbus Men's Clinic, we're the leaders in bedroom confidence. Understanding if you even need ED or low T treatment should be the first step. And the next should be choosing the treatment or treatment combination to build your confidence. Our urologist and physician group is offering professional, modern treatments with success rates as high as 92% and decades of experience. Our doctors are not going to send you an email with what might work for most people. We are results driven. Concierge. You don't pay for medication, it's included, but you invest in the time it takes to get you where you want to be. We've built an experience with discretion that takes the worry out of going to the doctor. In fact, we've normalized it for guys all over Columbus. Come see our friendly team in Columbus and find out why we've been #1 in men's health for years. Get a consultation and low T blood work with results on your first visit for $99. Get your confidence back in the bedroom and beyond. Go to columbusmensclinic.com and book your appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Are you hangry for Buckeye baseball? Matt Andrews brings you every Big Ten game on our family of fan networks. 1460 AM, the Fan's HD2, and the Fan app. Your home for Ohio State athletics, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fellas, if you've been feeling tired and grumpy, have noticed lack of motivation and drive, you may have low T. Low testosterone levels can cause weight gain, loss of muscle mass, and so much more. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels tested. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's only $25. And with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back in about 25 minutes. Most insurance is accepted for treatment. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hi, this is ESPN's Mike Greenberg, and ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the biggest sports moments this spring. The official sports book of ESPN has exclusive offers and markets from Scott Van Pelt, Stephen A. Smith, and me. From the playoff intensity to finally getting out to the ballpark, there's no better time for sports fans. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Hey, it's Chaps, and I'm making an opportunity, one might say. How about setting a goal to lose 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180? Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, right? 40 by the 4th. Imagine this. Your scale shows 240 today. How about watching that dip to a cool 200 by Independence Day? Or maybe it's reading closer to 285 like my scale did. How would it feel seeing 245 by the 4th and on your way to losing 95 pounds? Again, like I did with Awaken 180, and I've kept it off for over a year now. Looking back, it took me only 8 weeks to drop my first 40, and with the same results, you'll crush that goal by the 4th. Then ring in Independence Day, shirt off, confident, a cracked beer and burger in hand. Celebrate reaching your goal knowing you'll keep the weight off thanks to free support for life. We've all done it. It was easy. It was fast. The most important part, it lasts. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and attain it with your long-term solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, a little Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up tomorrow at this time, going to be joined by Buckeye Lathan Ransom in studio, so that'll be fun. For now, we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our good friend of Bucknuts. He is Steve Helwagen. Steve, thanks so much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. A lot going on in the college football world, maybe not so much on the field right now. Before we get to that, Buckeyes pretty quiet on the portal front, Steve. Only a few more hours remain until midnight tonight with the transfer portal closing for the second time in the second window. Any anticipation or expectation, Steve, that anything's going to happen here in these late hours of the transfer portal?
Yeah, it's very interesting that only 3 guys have entered here in the spring portion of this, with Dallin Hayden, the safety, Hawkins, and then Jihad Carter here a day or two ago. And Ohio State, by my count, if you add a punter, at some point the scholarship is going to be around 84 right now, which would leave them with 1 spot available. And I do think they have needs. I think, this team would be helped if they got a true frontline offensive lineman, perhaps a third-string running back, a veteran, to be an insurance policy behind Henderson and Quinshawn Judkins. I think those are 2 glaring areas, with Hayden leaving, obviously. But, we'll find out later today. Guys can file their paperwork today, and then within 2 days, the school has to process it and put them into the portal. And unless somebody goes on social media today to announce it, could be a quiet ending to this period.
Do you think there is anyone in there currently, as you mentioned, acquiring an offensive lineman? Is there anyone worth going after at this point, Steve? I mean, it'd be nice to obviously get someone, but finding someone that would be a surefire improvement, I think, might be a little tougher.
Yeah, you're probably right, and I think it'll take some scouring. I mean, they came up with Josh Simmons last year, and he turned out, after some early hiccups, I thought his back half of the season was much better. I agree. I mean, you're taking somebody's also ran, perhaps. In some instances, are there any true frontline guys out there? I don't know. I haven't studied it that closely. They've got a whole room of people over there at the Wayne Woodrow Hayes Athletic Center who are devoted to this, whereas, I heard an interview with Urban Meyer. He said when they got there was no real recruiting department, and now you've got a whole room of people devoted both to high school, but just as important, to scouring that portal. So, we'll just have to wait and see on that.
He is Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. How many of those staff, Steve, do you think their intention is like to stop other football organizations from tampering? Because Nick Saban's out here on the draft just been like, yep, we tried to get Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo and we wouldn't enter the portal. Like, I mean, how many of their staff are just trying to keep their players on the roster?
Yeah, retention is such a big thing right now, and the assistant coaches have to continue to shower the love on these guys and show them the light at the end of the tunnel and say, your day is coming, at least for the ones that they feel have a future at Ohio State. I thought that was kind of a cute line by Nick Saban. I think he was just trying to be very complimentary of the young player coming from the Mid-American Conference. I think Toledo, I don't know. I think they haven't had maybe 2 first-round picks in the entire history of the program. And so I think that was a nice little nugget that he threw out there. I don't think there was actual tampering involved trying to get a guy to enter the portal. I mean, maybe as Urban would have said, maybe they called his third uncle a couple times or something to get him in the portal. But I don't take that as serious, though.
Do you think he'll be the last MAC player ever taken in the first round?
Oh, my goodness, Bobby. It's sad. It really is, the way that this thing is going. The Mid-American Conference, both in basketball and football at this point, is a developmental league to get guys ready to move up to the Power 4 conferences and Power 5 with Big East in basketball. That's basically why I heard one MAC basketball coach basically lament that you talk about what Holtman was running into at Ohio State with guys coming and going and one and done's leaving and not replacing them with Branham and Sensabaugh. The same thing applies at the Mid-American Conference. You have guys, like Mark Sears a few years ago jumps off to Alabama, and goes and plays in a Final Four at Alabama. He was made and developed at Ohio University by Jeff Bowles in basketball. The same premise, obviously, in football. I mean, look at Will Kazmarek, on the Ohio State roster, 2 seasons at OU, did pretty well. Ohio State, to use a baseball term, plucked him out of the minors and put him in the show. So, not to disparage Ohio U at all, because I think there's a lot of us who love watching the Bobcats and other Mid-American teams, the Red Hawks and everybody else. But it's great competition in that league, but it's an unfortunate situation right now.
Steve was reading last night. We were going over this a lot during the show this morning about the House v. NCAA case and how hopefully the NCAA is going to settle on their charter institutions, to the tune of like $4 billion, and how we're going basically to a system now that's going to be direct payment from the university for the NIL of the athletes. It's kind of the end of the amateurism in the sport as we know it. But I mean, as soon as that Virginia lawsuit came out that they were going to do it, you had to figure that something nationally was going to come of this. And I think that's ultimately the end and our destination here.
Yeah, we could talk for a half hour on this, but in a nutshell, this goes back to California years ago saying that athletes could get NIL, and the NCAA, the presidents, the conference commissioners, the athletic directors never got ahead of it. And Gene Smith a couple of weeks ago had that hour-long symposium, and he really laid it out there. And he basically admitted that it's because nobody took the ball and ran with it 5 years ago to say, hey, guys, this is where, it's kind of like in hockey, this is where the puck is headed. That's where you need to be. And nobody did that. So now they're trying to play catch-up. And I do think these Big Ten and SEC talks, there's going to be some standardized payments to athletes at the highest level in college athletics. And then perhaps the next level will be the ACC and the Big 12, because they're not going to have the TV dollars that these mega SEC and Big Ten are going to have. And then you'll have the rest, American, Mid-American, et cetera. So it's going to create a three-tier system for college athletics. It's not, perhaps optimum if you're a fan of Cincinnati or Houston or, Clemson, unless they latch on somewhere, Florida State. It's not what anybody really wants, because I think they're going to continue to be competitive. But in every aspect of football, the Big Ten and the SEC have moved ahead. And left everybody behind, including negotiating spots for themselves in the playoffs. So it is what it is. That's where we're headed. And let's just say better be one of the haves like at Ohio State than one of the have-nots.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Steve, always appreciate the time. Thanks as always. Enjoy the day, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Yeah, guys, take care.
There you go. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, the ramp from 71 northbound to 70 eastbound is still shut down because of a crash. You can use 315 northbound to 670 to get around this. Additionally, on 670 eastbound, the two right lanes are blocked just beyond 71 south because of a crash. On 315 southbound, we are also watching crews clear up a crash near North Broadway. And on US 33 westbound on the southeast side, expect lane closures just beyond Bixby Road due to a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Custom Air. This is the time of year when you can get sunburn and frostbite in the same week. Don't let your house feel the same. Be prepared. Schedule an appointment today at customaircolumbus.com.
Tracy, over to you for weather.
The sun must be shining, Dave, because the 7 for 7 sale is back at Meijer. Mix or match hundreds of items like extra large avocados and mangoes, Kraft macaroni and cheese, and Glass O vitamin water. Pick any 7 for just $7. There's a strong chance of saving with the same quality Meijer deals in-store or online. Back to you, Dave.
Sounds great, Tracy.
Deals so good, you've just got to talk about them. Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Self-care alert, new Tropic Bowls are here. Try one of our 4 flavors like our new acai bowl. Your vacay is a Tropic Bowl away.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen. To draft an agent for your team, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
We go to war for you.
Brain injuries can change lives forever. I'm attorney Robert Scherger of Scherger Schnarr Trial Attorneys. When it comes to accidents and injuries, we're here to fight for you. Know your rights and get the results you deserve. Call us at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com for a free consultation. That's 877-WAR-FOR-YOU. 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com.
War for you. warforyou.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 3 or more A.O. Smith water heaters. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Get low prices on the materials you need today because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at Lowe's.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Skies are pretty soggy today. We've got widespread showers out there. They're going to be sticking around through the morning commute and into the early afternoon. Also drier conditions this afternoon and into the evening hours. Temperatures today staying in the lower 70s. Columbus topping out at 72. A meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Here on the Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Healthy, leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky, we're going to hear from this guy in about 15 more minutes, around 8:05 when we fire him back up. But until then, let's hear some Schlegs.
You want to get that caffeine just directly into your bloodstream, there's no better way than just to chug that coffee. We just like to give everybody some side nuggets of how to make their life, a little bit better.
A little bit better. Little shots of espresso.
Just inject it right into your veins.
Espresso.
Espresso, that's right. Where's the X in there?
Well,
I say cauliflower, so I guess I can't make fun of it.
But there's an I that could be an E or an I in there. There is no X. It's espresso. Schlegs likes it like it's the express, like it's
the express machine.
Like it's faster.
Yeah, a lot of people say especially.
There is no X in there.
No X.
A lot of people say I'm going to Kroger's and Myers.
True.
There's no S on that either. It's reverse Rutgers treatment. Braxton's Millers.
I have to give a little love to the OSU men's volleyball team. Yep. They're in the NCAA tournament. And tonight, the 6th-seeded Buckeyes will be taking on Grand Canyon University at 10:30. If you want to watch it on, I think it's on ESPN+. The match being played at Long Beach State. Anybody know what the Grand Canyon University nickname is?
The Antelopes.
They've been in the NCAA tournament.
You're close.
Jackrabbits.
No, that's South Dakota State, are the Jackrabbits. The only reason I know that is because Mike Daum, we played them a couple of years ago, the NCAA, the Dominator, and he dropped like 30 points.
I'm trying to think of what would live in the Grand Canyon. The rattlesnakes?
No, it's not the antelopes. It's something like that.
You were close. The llamas?
The anteaters?
The anteaters.
Are they the anteaters?
They are the anteaters.
Like Arthur? Isn't he? He's an aardvark. AARD.
Is it an aardvark an anteater?
I don't know.
I think so.
I thought they were the same thing. Anyway, 8 teams make the men's volleyball tournament, so we wish those Buckeyes very well tonight. If they win tonight, they play again on Thursday in the semifinals, and then the championship match would be on Saturday.
Aardvark is not another name for an anteater.
It's not. Okay.
Both animals share similar facial structures and eating habits, but are otherwise different. Aardvarks live in all around Africa, while anteaters like in South and Central America.
Well, their diet's the same.
They both eat ants.
Yes. Ever eat an ant?
I have not. Willie did the other day. He was walking around under our little carport / patio out in the backyard, eating grass, eating little helicopters falling from the trees. Just picked up an ant, plop, right in his mouth. I'm like, well,
a lot of protein in those ants.
I'm not going to stop you.
I was interested to hear from LeBron James after the game last night. They lost in Game 5. Man, they were really good in this series, the Lakers. I mean, they played like 42 minutes every night. And
6 minutes killed them.
Yeah. It was 106-106 last night. Jamal Murray came down and hit a little 8-10 footer to win it for Denver, and they win the series 4-1. But afterwards, LeBron was asked an interesting question.
Tonight, was there any thought at all that, this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that. Appreciate it.
Appreciate the question.
So,
That's
I don't
good.
know.
People, he asked the question.
Yeah,
he was respectful about it. I'm not going to answer that, which is private. It's a private thing.
I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know if he still thinks Bronny is going to be
back to Cleveland.
I don't think so.
Avalanche 3.0.
I can't imagine him leaving L.A. He's got his production company there, everything.
Everyone's
there.
in high school there. I mean, he's...
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if he's going to go to team number 4, I guess would be.
He wants to keep his list tight, so he's going back to the Cavs.
Yeah, or the Heat.
You know, and there's usually a subliminal message there, too, with LeBron. So who knows what he's thinking. He knows what he's thinking.
He just got beat in the playoffs, too. Like, and he wasn't happy by any stretch of the imagination last night either.
Robert, what has you juiced?
Oh, boy. Last night was super pumped. My daughter, their lacrosse season is almost coming to a close. They've got another game tonight, tournament this weekend, and then somehow a couple games after the tournament, which I'm not sure how that works. But that should be...
Preseason.
Yeah, exactly. That should be fun. What had me juiced in a negative way, and we had Representative Jay Edwards on talking about this. Shark, I went to the game. The softball game at Dublin Grisella, they were not charging for. They were charging for the girls' lacrosse game, which, okay, they don't charge for that at Jones, but whatever. It was $5 to get in for adults, $5 for students, which I'm like, are we not trying to get the kids to go to the game? That's if you bought your tickets digitally. I go, I'll give you $5 in cash. They go, that's not the price.
What?
And they pointed to the sign. How much do you think it costs to get in?
8.
10.
Bingo.
I saw your tweet.
$10.
I went to a
I go,
lacrosse
you've got to
game.
be kidding me. I almost wanted to. I made a point, and I stood outside. She closed up, like, because the 7th graders play after the 8th. And I could have walked in. My wife bought 2 tickets. I was very upset, but I guess my son did go in for like 30 seconds before playing on the playground. But I go, you better not buy me a ticket because I'm not paying for that out of principle. I'll give them $5 in cash right now. And if not, I will stand here till halftime, and then I'll walk in. And so I watched the first half from behind the fence, Shark.
Yeah.
Because I'm done with this nonsense. And I hope that Speaker Stevens and Jay Edwards, they're working on this in the House. They're going to have like hearings. I'll come in and testify to that. And that they get the OHSA, they get this crap all under control so that you have, because it was if you didn't have a cash option, you had to let people in for free. So now they just charge twice as much. You want to talk about absolute nonsense. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We'll get into more of that. What's got you juice, Beam?
What's got me juiced is that, Shark, did you do your balance test today?
What did I screw up on now?
Grand Canyon are the antelopes. I was right the first time.
Ah! Yes!
I was correct the first time.
Well, in the press release I got, it said anteaters.
Well, the press release is wrong. UC Irvine are the anteaters. Thanks to Nick on Twitter for correcting that. So they are the antelopes. I thought that was right. It just for some reason it was right. I knew it was going to be the antelopes.
Huh.
And then we said the anteaters. I don't know much about UC Irvine, but I guess they are. So that's got me fired up that you didn't do your balance test.
It had nothing to do with my balance test. I just
got bad information from the Ohio State University. That's where it probably came from.
How about this last night too? Ellie De La Cruz has me juiced. Did you see he became the first baseball player since 1901 to have 8 home runs and 17 stolen bases in the same month?
So I thought he was the 6th one.
Well,
did you take your balance test today?
Per Bally Sports, he's the first Major League Baseball player in history.
What did I tell you, Beam?
To have 8 home runs and 17 stolen bases.
You and Shark, you both can't believe everything you read on the internet.
I read the Associated Press story, and it said he was the 6th one.
All right, well, anyways, Ellie De La Cruz and his performance has me juiced. The Anteaters have me juiced. The difference between them and Arthur the Aardvark has me juiced.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're all wrong on this radio show and we're dumb, that has got me juiced. A guy who else has me juiced is Anthony Schlegel, and we're going to listen to him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're still watching a big ramp closure. This is the ramp downtown from 71 northbound to 70 eastbound. It is completely shut down because of a crash. You can use 315 northbound to 670 eastbound to get around this. Also on I-670 eastbound, the right lanes are blocked off in those eastbound lanes just beyond I-71 because of a crash. We are also still watching crews clear up a crash on 315 southbound near North Broadway and on US 33 westbound on the southeast side. Expect lane closures just beyond Bixby Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by ER Auto Care. We are masters of our craft.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale. Did you know that right now you can save up to 50%?
On bookcases?
Yep.
Office storage?
Yeah.
Ooh, something for the kiddos?
We've got you. Plus, IKEA family members get an extra 10% on select sale items.
Sign me up.
Don't miss out on the big IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers now through 5/7. Offer valid 4/17 to 5/7. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
New membership pricing just dropped at Take 5 Car Wash, and you're not going to believe it. Join Take 5 Unlimited for the price of just 1 wash per month and wash again and again and again and again. Endless washes for the price of just 1 wash. Join Take 5 Unlimited today.
With an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th, yes, pounds. I'm approaching the 40-pound mark, and I just started Awaken 180. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
I love a beautiful lawn. I hate doing lawn care. That's why I use True Green. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. We all know those are some nice greens. So just imagine what they could do to your lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 30th, get 1 application free. Visit TrueGreen.com for the best lawn at the best price. Guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark, the second batter of the game. Ellie De La Cruz crushed a 443-foot home run to give the Reds an early 1-0 lead at San Diego, and Cincinnati went on to win 5-2. The story of the game was starting pitcher Nick Lodolo. He gave up a homer on his second pitch of the game to Jurickson Profar, but that was all he allowed in 7 innings. 1 run, 1 hit, 11 strikeouts. The Guardians had the night off. They visit Houston this evening. In the NBA playoffs, the Celtics won in Miami, 102-88 to take a 3-1 series lead. Oklahoma City down New Orleans, 97-89 to sweep the Pelicans in 4 games. And the Nuggets edged the Lakers 108-106. Denver wins that series 4-1. The Cavs and Magic are even at 2 games apiece. Game 5 is tonight in Cleveland. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus when you open a free checking account at BMI. Visit bmifcu.org/free.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here momentarily, we're going to re-listen to Anthony Schlegel. And then, in about 8:35, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program, talk a little Browns with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
See if home court holds. Calves. Magic. 8 o'clock tonight, game number 5 up in Cleveland. Last night in the NBA, Lakers dead, Pelicans dead. 76ers and the Bucks could could be killed off from the NBA playoffs tonight. You got the Knicks and the Pacers looking to eliminate them. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs last night. Tampa Bay dead. You got 4 elimination games coming up tonight. All 4 of the games currently at a 3-1 series advantage. So busy night in the NHL, busy night in the NBA ahead of us as well. And then tomorrow, of course, Crew at Monterey, 10:15 kickoff for that one. Second leg of the semifinals of the Champions Cup. They're already down to Mexico, so I'm taking off yesterday, so that's good. They're going to spend the day down there, and then late night tomorrow night for them. Again, 10:15 in the evening is when that thing is going to kick off, which is going to be a late night for me, and it's going to be a struggle on Thursday.
The odds are the championship game, should they win, will be in Mexico, too.
Yeah, there's something that can happen on goal differential, but it's a high probability that the final will be played down in Mexico. Got a chance to talk to this guy a little bit earlier on. Time to refire up the Schlegel machine.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Sponsored by Sugar Shannara Accident Attorneys. We go to war for you at warforyou.com. That's warforyou.com.
And now to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check with our good friend, Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Good morning, Columbus. Woo! It's raining. It's awesome. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great. Can't complain at all. Second Tuesday in a row that you've joined us live. How much caffeine do we have in our system already?
About half a cup.
Oh, that's not bad.
Maybe like a cup. Yeah, I'm doing great.
So let me ask you this question. So as you like to say on the old Twitter machine, I guess it's the old X machine now. Shark has this unbelievable collection of pictures of you. And again, you can head to our Twitter account at MorningJuice971 and see the picture that Shark tweeted out today.
Junior high.
I don't know where he gets these from, but you look awesome in that picture.
This is a senior picture of your Schlegs.
I know, senior picture. Football. 6-cylinder right there, folks. Point of pride. When you go in, you get the shirts, you got to go to, I'm trying to remember what the store, it was in Dallas, but it was like a Marshall's or something like that where you could go in and pick up a nice white button-up, and everybody had to take those pictures because, that's what you do. And I got the shirt size that would fit me, but definitely not fitting around that neck. That's where you have the good old tie extenders, and that's where you have to do the full Windsor. When you have a neck like that, you got to do the full one because underneath it, there's about an inch gap because that shirt that actually fits your body. And this was before athletic cut was even invented. Everything was just a tarp straight down the sides. The shirt fit the shoulders and the chest, but it didn't fit necessarily the neck. So good neck to chest ratio going on there.
So you are aware that when you buy a shirt, there's sizes. Like I'm a 1836, and it goes with neck is the first size, and then arm length is the second.
So yeah, mine's like 18 and a half by 30.
Yeah, we got those short arms.
20 and a half by 30.
Yeah, normally people go in there like, hey, can I get, I want the athletic cut so it's already kind of tapered. That's fantastic. But can you mind shorten up that arm length a little bit? Take those up about an inch and a half. Like, what? It's weird. Like I got long legs, short arms. Terrible for squat and deadlift, but actually
you built like a T-Rex?
Yeah, T-Rex. It happens. It's how God made me, Beam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, listen, so you can't do anything about your dimensions. That's why they try to measure your arms. It's really not fair. The length of your humerus, like from the shoulder to the elbow, is one of the shorter distances on any human you're going to find. And so because of that, it makes your arm look even thicker than normal.
Always.
But I will say this. I was talking to your guy Berm yesterday, and I think I made the observation that the only guy on Ohio State that you might have thicker calves than is IGB. So I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. He might have like a 12.5 calf to your 14.25 or whatever we might have.
15.25 flaccid, okay? Listen, there's more than just IGB. That's okay. Guess what? Today's a Schleg day. We're going to get in there. We're going to get some legs. We're going to get some juicy calves going, too.
Have you ever seen... Schlegs,
it's going to get bumpy at the armory.
Have you ever seen the lifting shoes that look like heels? I was watching this... When I was up at ESPN, there was this one girl in there that do a lot of powerlifting, and she would literally have these shoes on. They're athletic shoes, but had like an elevated heel, like an inch and a half. Now, is that for, I figured it was for more quad dominant exercise to really lean in on them, but I was also now trying to figure out maybe it pumps the calves a little bit.
No, those are just platform shoes. They're mainly used for Olympic weightlifting. And you've seen people that will put like plates under their heels, or they'll use one of those heel elevated slant boards a little bit. It just allows you to get a deeper range of motion, but that's because ankle mobility suffers. So having that elevated can allow you to get down a little bit deeper. But, you know, to each their own. So I just squat in Jordans. I just like them because they're flat.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, we heard from Bob and his draft story, and I'm sure he'll tell that a little bit later coming on up in the week. But for you, I mean, what was draft night like coming out for you, buddy, as we got through the draft at the end of last week?
Yeah, I mean, it was a different draft back then, right? We had 2 days. It wasn't this 4-day spectacle, which I like. But I was actually at my sister's house up in Powell, and my dad and his buddy were there, and Seth was there, and I was just like chilling, watching all you guys go in the first round, and then it's like, all right, I need to run on some linebackers so I can get going, and all of a sudden, like the third round came, there came a little run at linebacker, and I was just kind of laying on the floor, just like chilling, seeing what was going down. I probably passed out during the second round, just sleeping, and got a call from the Jets, like, hey, you're going to be a Jet. I'm like, all right, let's go. And that was about it. And then the next day, this is a fun fact, but the next day, I promised my dad, I was like, listen, here's the deal. If I go first day, we're going to go play golf at Muirfield. Well, I only had one contact, and that was Mike Brady.
I was going to say, are you writing checks you can't cash?
Yeah, I did. That's okay. That's what you do, man. You just charge it to winning, and you figure it out because we're all the Buckeyes. So I called up Braves. He was like, I got you, and he got us on without him having to be there, which was fantastic because then it was myself, my brother-in-law Mike, Coach Ketchai, who my dad coached with for a long time while I was growing up, and my dad. We played golf at Muirfield. I don't remember how I played. It wasn't about that. I probably played really good because I played a lot of golf back then, but it was a great time.
That's pretty impressive, Schlegs. I love that you committed that to your dad without really having it set up in any meaningful way. Maybe you're just trying to undersell expectations. That's what do you remember though about? So you get drafted. Did you have rookie minicamp that first week, or was it 2 weeks? What was that like?
I had to go right out the gate because I was already done with school. Because back then, a lot of times you couldn't go early because. Remember, you had to graduate to go. Yeah, but we were on the quarters, and I graduated in that March. But you had to go right away, and I mean, I was great. I'm like, I want to go. I want to get acclimated. Rookie minicamp, kind of see where you are in the building, just kind of understand the area. I went to the concrete jungle of what the hell is that? Long Island.
Yeah.
Back then because we were at Astra. I was thinking Queens. I was like, we were east of Queens. And I forgot what that was, but it's the Long Island. I mean, a lot of really creative names going on over there. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. And, now rookie minicamp, and that's what I told the guys, and this is where guys that go later in the rounds, like everything is earned. So the more that you can go in there prepared physically to go, and this is the other thing, too, that you got to remember when these guys come in as a coach, right, at that level. These guys have been preparing for a combine. they haven't been prepping their tissue for like hard-ass practices. So I was like, dudes, listen, you're going to go in there, and every team is different. Every club is different. What they're going to do for those 2 or 3 days that they have you at rookie minicamp. So the number one thing you can do is make sure that you're in shape and that you prep the tissue to be able to handle volumes of running. Because you haven't been able to do that. Who doesn't like a good tissue prep? Okay?
Absolutely.
So make sure that you have that, because you don't want your conditioning or to pull something while you're doing that to be your first impression with that organization. Come in like a pro like that you are, and set the standard and the expectations that this is something that can contribute to our club.
Hey, wise man once said the standard is the standard. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for waking up with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the rain, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Attack and dominate. Come see me at the Armory. I'll be there all day. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel on earlier with us via the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. It's the end of the NCAA as we know it. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching the ramp from 71 northbound to 70 eastbound be shut down in the downtown area because of a crash. Again, 71 northbound to 70 eastbound still shut down. We're also watching a crash on 161 westbound out in the New Albany area. This is a crash just beyond Hamilton Road that has delays moving into the 270 loop. On the far east side, I-70 westbound beyond State Route 310 is blocked off in the Etna-Pataskala area. That westbound traffic is slow moving. And this morning on 670 eastbound, just beyond 71 southbound, expect delays in those eastbound lanes of 670. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Have you seen the redesigns of the new Honda lineup? They're outstanding. Hey, it's Anthony here for my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. How does leasing a new 2024 Civic LX sedan for $279 a month sound? How about pre-owned rates from 1.99% on certified vehicles? Accords, HRVs, CRVs, and even more savings if you're a current Honda owner or you lease. You've got to go to Germain Honda of Dublin. It's fun, it's quick, it's easy, and it's on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale. Did you know that right now you can save up to 50%?
On bookcases?
Yep.
Office storage?
Yeah.
Ooh, something for the kiddos?
We've got you. Plus, IKEA family members get an extra 10% on select sale items.
Sign me up.
Don't miss out on the big IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers now through 5/7. Offer valid 4/17 to 5/7. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Rothman and Ice.
I think his key card works to get into the room, but when we get to the end of this deal, I think there absolutely is room for him to be the guy.
Rothman and Ice, weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Hey guys, there's a lot of people talking about testosterone, but do your homework and go to a provider you can trust. I recommend Low T Center. It's where I get my levels checked. At Low T Center, they make it quick and easy. You'll walk in, take a simple blood test, and you'll get those results back in 25 minutes. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, you've noticed weight gain and loss of muscle mass, you may have low T levels. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go.
The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Hey, folks, it's game day, and the betting's going to be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right. You got to pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Ohio's public schools are safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive, no exceptions. Thanks to the nearly 120,000 public school educators in the Ohio Education Association. We are dedicated professionals who deserve respect, a living wage, and a seat at the table when decisions are made. And we're using our united voice to demand the supports and resources our students need to succeed. Because in Ohio, public education matters.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Showers are widespread this morning, gradually tapering off as we head through the day. By this afternoon and into the evening hours, we dry things up. Temperatures starting in the 60s, ending in the 70s. Columbus topping out at 72 degrees. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on the Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Uncle Bo coming up here around 8:35 here this morning, 15 minutes time. We're going to check with our uncle for now.
Oh, boy. Rooster Appetizer Tuesdays, Days. Featured appetizer, fried pickles, $3 all day long. They're crispy, they're delicious, and they're a big deal. Dip them in some of that ranch, maybe spicy ranch, and they're all good for you. Now, Beam, giving away a $50 gift card to Roosters if you answer the question to Sharky correct.
That's right. 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Get the right answer. And to Shark, you'll be walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. We were debating sounds of words earlier on in the program, and you two fellas say this word one way, I say it another, and that word happens to be a vegetable. What is that word? What is that vegetable that I mispronounce? 614-821-9710. You get it in there to Shark, and you'll be walking away with a $50 Roosters gift card. So big news yesterday in college athletics. And again, I mean, I had a bunch of stuff, and I like to do the show throughout the day, Bob, you know, like tinker. And if anything comes down, I put it on the prep sheet. And as I get later in night, I just kind of put things like a roadmap. And usually we get derailed off the roadmap quite frequently. So last night I'm doing my prep, and I'm like, all right, cool. We'll do a little Bengals talk in the 6 o'clock hour, a little Browns talk. We'll have Bo on. In the 8 o'clock hour as well. We'll do some Browns talk with him. We'll do some Bengals talk right before that, like at this time. And then, you know, I'm scrolling around on ESPN. I see Pete Thamel and Dan Murphy have a article. I'm like, oh, okay, that should be interesting. What's that about? College sports leaders in deep talks to settle NIL antitrust case versus NCAA. And I start reading it. I'm like, oh, that seems like a big deal. We should probably talk about that a lot tomorrow. The leaders of college sports are involved in, quote, deep discussions to reach a legal settlement that would likely lay out the framework for sharing revenue with athletes in a future NCAA business model. The NCAA and its power conferences are defendants in an antitrust class action lawsuit, House v. NCAA. Background of that was that House was a swimmer, I believe.
What did I say? Arizona State. And then there was a women's basketball player at Oregon. Then there was a football player, I believe, at Illinois, but that lawsuit kind of merged into this one. Sorry, Beam. I had that all pulled up. And that's okay. I had to go. I'm 2 pages away from searching through the Magna Carta and Spanish Armada.
What year's the Spanish Armada?
Spanish Armada, 1588. That is correct.
That is correct.
Magna Carta, June 12, 15. So,
yep, that's right. That
learn something new every day.
That was a long time ago. That was over 800 years ago. So the House v. the NCAA, which argues that the association is breaking federal law by placing any restrictions on how athletes make money from selling rights to their NIL, name, image, and likeness, of course. The case is scheduled to go to court in January of 2025. If the plaintiffs win at trial, the NCAA and its schools could be liable to pay more than $4 billion in damages, which has obviously motivated many leaders across the industry to seek a settlement. Sources indicated that a turning point in these discussions, which would have been ongoing, came last week in the Dallas area, where Power Conference commissioners, their general counsels, NCAA President Charlie Baker, and NCAA lawyers, and the plaintiffs' attorneys actually met. They were down there for a CFP meeting, so everything just kind of worked out in that time frame. While sources stress that no deal is imminent, details about what a multi-billion-dollar settlement could look like are expected to be shared with the campuses in the near future. There are a myriad of variables to get to the finish line and still some obstacles and objections at the campus level, but sources indicate that the progress has ramped up for a couple of weeks. Now, it was interesting, too, reading what this would cost actual institutions, because new Texas A&M athletic director Trev Alberts, who just got to campus, right? Ross comes here from Texas A&M. Trev Alberts is hired from Nebraska to go to Texas A&M. They just had to lay off like 18 people, I think, like pretty high-ranking people in their athletic department, because they kind of saw this coming down the pipeline with a Virginia lawsuit that was going on that said, no, our state, we can pay players directly from the university. So Trev Alberts recently told the Bryan College Station Eagle down there in Texas that schools could be adding $15 to $20 million to their budget annually for what he termed, quote, as a new expense category in college athletics. So, I mean, the new day in the NCAA, the old times have passed where it's like amateurism. Like they've been fighting that for a long time. With this settlement, that will be effectively dead, and it will become law across the land that now you will have universities, schools paying directly for players with this entire thing going down.
It's interesting because this lawsuit's been out there for a while, and I'd mentioned earlier being the presiding judge, Judge Claudia Wilkin, who also presided over the O'Bannon versus the NCAA and Alston versus the NCAA, two rulings that she ruled in favor of the plaintiff and against the NCAA. So it wasn't looking good for the NCAA in this situation. And so that is why all of a sudden now, instead of back then, which Gene Smith lobbied for, and I give him a lot of credit for this.
This was 5 years ago.
Let's get ahead of this. Let's try to start figuring things out. No, we can't do that. We can't. No, we're going to just fight these lawsuits in court and waste money and spend it all on the attorneys. Instead of actually trying to come to some sort of solution where there is some revenue share, revenue split of the $75, $80, $90 million that's coming into the Big Ten and SEC on a per school basis. And in doing that, then you can wrap around some restrictions where, hey, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to collectively bargain these with the athletes. And by the way, you get transfer portal. You still get some ability to move and have flexibility.
Maybe not as much freedom as you have now.
But you can maybe do it once, which is what the NCAA initially said. But they had no ability to enforce that because there was no negotiation. There were rules on one side without any compensation coming from the other.
And there were different rules and different laws in different states. And they were trying to govern over the entire country.
And so now, like, they're pushing this through. And I think most players are like, okay, you're going to get a split of the TV revenue. And in doing so, would you be willing to give up the fact that you can transfer one time? Oh, you get one free transfer. Yeah, okay, that sounds reasonable. We're getting compensated. That's how this is going to work. And so it'll be interesting, though. The bigger piece of it is they said it could be up to $20 million per school. Well, the Big Ten and SEC, okay, that's about a quarter of your TV revenue.
And it's still a good amount.
It's a lot, but if you're in the ACC or the Big 12, you're looking at more like 40 to 50% of your TV revenue at that point. Now, I know some of the schools, it's divvied up differently, and they get bonuses and different things. And then, like, the group of five schools, like, that's not even, they can't even touch that. So it's going to be interesting how they try to legislate this and roll this out within different conferences, especially with given their different level of resources to administer.
And that's why back in February, we got this news dump that the Big Ten and the SEC were getting together, and then the Dennis Dodd story came out last night at like 10:30 on CBS Sports, where he was like, hey, the Big Ten and the SEC are working on this together. So whatever model that the Big 12 and the ACC working on is not going to be the model that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to have, because, again, they're joining that battle kind of together, which makes sense. Two biggest dogs in the arena. Then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, let's work on this together and make sure that we're kind of on the same footing moving forward here, and one doesn't have a leg up on the other.
Yeah. And they want to make sure, like, we're the two biggest brands of this. If we can get together and have some sort of formalized structure it'll help both of us. So that way we're both not fighting about this.
Right.
Like, how can we work this together? We're basically on an even playing field as far as financially. Let's find some common ground and work this out.
Big congrats to Coach Doug from Dublin. He knew that I pronounced the word cauliflower. There is an I in there. It's not like espresso. You guys pronounce it.
But it's cauliflower, like short I, not I pronounced as a elongated E.
I say cauliflower, or you say cauliflower, I say cauliflower, tomato, potato. Doug, Coach Doug from Dublin. Congrats on winning the $50 gift card to Roosters. 8:30 on Tuesday. Uncle Beau pops by next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are tracking a messy commute for your Tuesday. The first crash right now is at I-71 northbound, 270 eastbound. That ramp shut down because of that crash. We're also still tracking delays on 670 eastbound just beyond 71 because of a crash from earlier this morning. Out in the New Albany area, expect delays on 161 westbound just beyond Hamilton Road. That westbound traffic slow moving leading up to 270. And on the far east side, lanes are blocked off on I-70 westbound just beyond State Route 310 in the Etna-Pataskala area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
We see it every day. A guy comes into the men's clinic and guess what? The pills quit working, or they're sick of the side effects. And you know what else we see? Guys not confident in their relationship. At Columbus Men's Clinic, we're the leaders in bedroom confidence. Understanding if you even need ED or low T treatment should be the first step. And the next should be choosing the treatment or treatment combination to build your confidence. Our urologist and physician group is offering professional, modern treatments with success rates as high as 92% and decades of experience. Our doctors are not going to send you an email with what might work for most people. We are results-driven. Concierge. You don't pay for medication, it's included, but you invest in the time it takes to get you where you want to be. We've built an experience with discretion that takes the worry out of going to the doctor. In fact, we've normalized it for guys all over Columbus. Come see our friendly team in Columbus and find out why we've been #1 in men's health for years. Get a consultation and low T blood work with results on your first visit for $99. Get your confidence back in the bedroom and beyond. Go to columbusmensclinic.com and book your appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here, and the hoops action is heating up, and Tipico Sportsbook is the best place to bet on the playoff action. Enjoy the most rewarding sportsbook with the hottest promos. Bet on select games. Earn a bet credit for each three-pointer made. Continue to rack up the rewards with the highest cash back in the industry with up to 5% cash back on your bets. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan100 to get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $25. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. That's promo code TheFan100. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It's our absolute favorite place to go for that live VIP sportsbook experience. 12,000 square feet of sportsbook action. 2 huge walls of TVs, not to mention delicious food and drink. But your experience can be even better if you download the Penn Play app.
Yep, you can get up to $140 in rewards. It's so easy, dummies like us can do it. Got to download the free Penn Play app today and cash in your bonuses. Plus, you never know, and you'll see Man and I lurking around.
I'm lurking. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Vote in the Daily Fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X, formerly known as Twitter.
The Daily Fan poll is sponsored by ER Auto Care, masters of our craft.
With an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th, yes, pounds, I'm approaching the 40-pound mark, and I just started Awaken 180. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is the sound of a well-tuned air conditioner ready for summer. This is the sound of an air conditioner that was not tuned up by Apex Pros.
Excuse me, I represent the Don't Make Stuff Up on the Radio Association.
I'm kind of doing something here.
That sound of a not tuned up air conditioner?
Oh, you mean this?
You made that up.
Well, it's a dramatization. See, most air conditioner troubles can be prevented with a simple tune-up before summer by Apex Pros. The pros who knows.
And that.
The pros who knows.
You can't say sentences like that.
Look, it's just our cute way of saying
that cute bear. Does a bear tune up my AC?
What? No, it's people. I mean, a person, a guy, maybe a gal.
Making stuff up.
An Apex tune-up helps your AC last longer, lowers your energy bills, and prevents this.
You did it again.
Man, you're a real hothead. Sit under this air conditioning.
What air conditioning? I don't hear any...
See? Schedule a tune-up at apexpros.com.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear. No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. apexpros.com.
Save up to $150 on select sets of 4 Vredestein tires at AAA Car Care Plus. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save up to $150 on Vredestein tires through May 31st at AAA Car Care Plus locations. See store for details.
Hi, this is ESPN's Mike Greenberg, and ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the biggest sports moments this spring. The official sports book of ESPN has exclusive offers and markets from Scott Van Pelt, Stephen A. Smith, and me. From the playoff intensity to finally getting out to the ballpark, there's no better time for sports fans. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
This NFL Draft Player Profile is brought to you by ServPro.
Today, the NFL is full of general managers who'd erase past draft boards and pretend like it never even happened. For instance, in 2014, a guard out of Notre Dame fell to the Dallas Cowboys at pick number 16. Zach Martin, remember, a left tackle at Notre Dame. Durable, 52 starts, an Iron Man, a projected inside because he didn't have the great arm length. And what a player he has become. Martin has been selected first-team All-Pro in 7 of 10 seasons, including this year.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, on Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And on this Tuesday, on this day, every single week, at this here time, we get to check in with our uncle.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by Whiskey War, by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank.
What's going on? Good to talk to you. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you boys. Hey, do you guys got a line on a good hose? I could use a good hose.
A hose? Like a garden
Yeah, I got
hose?
a bunch of spigots. I got spigots. I got pool draining things that I put on top of the cover and power washer needs. I've got like 6 different varieties of hose. None of them they're all kinking. It's just a mess. And
I have
I've tried the fabric ones. Is there one that you guys are like, God, this is the best damn hose I've ever had?
So I mean, I don't officially endorse many things, just like you.
Sure.
I do endorse the Beachwald Hardware right on High Street. It's like the best hardware store you can go into. Like, as soon as you walk in, hey, what can I help you find? Hey, I'm looking for
that smell,
oh, it's great. It's just the best. I'm looking for 2 screws to go into my fence board. It came loose. Okay, cool. You're gonna want galvanized because it's outside. Boom, take you here, get you all set up. I was in the process of buying a hose for my house a few years ago. I asked the lady the same question. I said, I'm looking for just a garden hose. She goes, well, do you want to replace one or do you want one that's going to last you basically for forever? I said, well, the Forever hose sounds pretty good. Sign me up for that. Bought one. It's been great ever since. I don't know if I can send you a link on it, but I've got a plug for the hose.
All right, you got a lead on a hose.
Yeah. How about Beamsy last night? What was he into?
Beamsy. All right, so we got Beamsy's doing lacrosse. I mean, we were lacrossed out, and I couldn't find Bootsy. I didn't know where the hell he was. And there's these tackling. Yeah, it's a chute, right, for like blocking chutes.
Yeah,
that are adjacent to the lacrosse fields. And I look over, and he's perched on it, hat on backwards, with 4 chicks.
Perfect.
Living his best life.
He looked.
I'm telling you guys, like.
Picture.
I can't.
He's the youngest?
Sometimes people. Yeah, he's the youngest. Sometimes people are like, there's no way all this stuff is true. I'm like, I don't have the imagination to back it up, to make it up. Like, it's all. This is just a daily in the life of him. For example, we opened the pool on Sunday, and he's big on first swim. I got it first swim.
First swim.
Yeah, I got it first swim. And so he goes, Dad, when is this thing going to be ready? Because, it's got to heat. And so I'm like, probably tomorrow. He's like, do not open this cover for Payton, NBC. And I go, all right. So I said, well, I'm going to open it at once. And whoever gets in, gets in. So as soon as he gets home, he goes, I have to tell you a secret. And I come over and he gets him here. He goes, open it right now. So I went down and opened it. He went in, he derobed into his boxers and jumped in boxers to get first swim.
That's impressive. Not even taking the time to put a suit on.
No time. There's no time for it. If he goes upstairs, he risks being intercepted by one of them. One of them could tackle him, hold him down so that the other one of them could win.
Do they know his goal? Like, did they know his goal?
Oh, God, yes. They know. They're well aware of his goal and how important it is for him that once he's in, then he will yell that the others first swim. I got it again, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So, being the youngest, I mean, because you got 3 boys. I've got 3 boys and a girl. My youngest boy is probably very similar to him, where, I mean, he feels like his life, he's been constantly disenfranchised the whole time. And so he's always trying to find that angle, that level where he can have something that nobody else does. You know, is that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we're at.
his Bootsy's life is, because he's the youngest and I'm just exhausted and I just don't have the energy for it. He's being parented entirely different than the other 2.
See,
like the things that the oldest. No, I mean, I don't mean from a discipline standpoint. I mean the stuff that I held back on NBC. He's doing, like, he's playing Fortnite at 8.
Well, that is a discipline thing. That's how my parents were with my youngest brother, and it drove me insane.
I was the same way. I'm the oldest, and my youngest brother, we used to call him the golden child because he could do no wrong. But it's like, as you know, like, how am I going to stop him from doing it? Like, he's either watching it or doing it.
You just say no. Get upstairs. No. You fight with them.
The problem, okay, but here's the problem. I'm not going to police them 24/7. So in the open floor plan that we have,
you need
if I've got 2 of them on the TVs doing the Fortnite at certain times, then where's he gonna be? Is he gonna be in prison? I'm just gonna put him in his room, lock him in there.
He's gonna be in the pool.
Yeah, give him a book.
He's gonna watch his brothers.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a book. Who are you raising?
Listen, I fight with my youngest. He always yells because I'm like, dude, your older brother and sister at 7 years old were in bed at 7:30. It's like 8:15. He's like fighting me to stay up till 9. I go, this is not happening, dude.
Well, that I'm strong on.
I would drag you upstairs. They are 13 and 14 years old. You are 7. There's a big difference here in where you're at. And this is what happens. You turn into my younger brother, basically your younger brother, where I'm, curfew is midnight. My parents are like sitting up, waiting at 11:59 for me to pull in. Complaining all this stuff.
Better be there by 11:55.
100%. Yeah. My youngest brother, he was like Wooderson. Like, he just could do whatever he wanted. Like, yeah, I'll be home by midnight. I'm like, you guys are asleep. You don't even check on him.
They don't care.
Door's not even locked. My dad would lock the door at midnight. And then I'd spend 15 minutes trying to figure out a window if it was unlocked. I could sneak in and then say I actually got in before, even though he knew that I didn't. But, I mean, I would try stuff like, you just go to bed and leave it open. Like, hey, lock the door when you come home. What is this?
So here's look, yes, all of the bedtime thing I'm very strict on. Some things you have to pick your battles on, though. And so he gets beat up all the time. Like, I think it's all evens itself out probably pretty good is probably the way that it goes. There's no question that my youngest brother is just a jerk. He just is. Like, and I'm sure that contributed to it. And my whole goal with Bootsy is, and I always tell people on him, high ceiling, low floor. He could run like a Fortune 500 company, or he could be in Lucasville. It's one of the two. I don't know that there's a middle ground. I think it could be a lot. Yeah. And like I tell him all the time, and this is probably what your dad was thinking. Look, dude, I got more of you. The family line goes on. If you don't make it, that's okay. I got 2 more who will, and they got 2 more chances to keep the Bishop name alive. So I got 3 of you. One of you can be expendable.
So,
like Tommen out there, let Joffrey take all the.
That's it.
All the heat.
Hey, Tommen had it pretty good.
Well, he did have it all right.
Till he didn't.
Till he threw himself out that window.
So, Mom blew that up, literally.
Yeah.
He killed his wife. That's a rough deal.
I mean, can you imagine being like 14-year-old Tommen and all of a sudden this is the wife? And
you're thinking you're coming home to Marjorie Tyrell the rest of your life?
All of a sudden you see the set blow up for the Red Keep. It's like, what am I doing here?
Mom, what are you doing? I got a good setup here. Like, you got a good setup too. You're kind of running things. No big deal. I'm just going to do this. Like, this seems like a win.
Yeah.
You're going to blow up a sept? What are you doing?
Let me ask you this, because my boys, my wife and I will joke. My oldest, and he's like classic birth order stuff, rule follower, all these things. And we just said most likely to join a cult would be my oldest RJ. Most likely to start a cult would be our third one, Cullen. And it's like Creed always said, more fun as a follower, more money as a leader.
That's right. So I like what you said about the rule follower thing, because I'd say my oldest and the youngest are both in the middle. Beamsy's Abraham Lincoln. Like, he's He's that guy. We were at lacrosse on Saturday up in Sandusky, and in the we were diametrically opposite place. You ever been that place up there? That sports they have at Cedar Point. It's the biggest thing you've ever seen.
Pretty large.
So we were as far away as we could be, both playing at 4:30, which was great. So unable to watch both. So Beamsy was playing a B team, NBC was playing an A team. So I went to watch NBC, and I knew that Beamsy'd be just fine. So it's pouring. I'm sprinting from one side of the complex to the other.
How big? Big.
I mean, probably I'd say at least a half mile, maybe a mile. I mean, it's a long ways across. So I run back in the rain, pouring rain. Beamsy is waiting. He has his rain jacket out of his bag. It is zipped up all the way, hood over his head. Lacrosse bag is packed. He's got his lacrosse stick in the bag, ready to go. I had a Yeti cooler with a backpack. He's got that on. In other words, I'm ready to go, Dad. As soon as I get back, I just hugged him. I go, you're the best. It's unbelievable. What a job out of you. And meantime, he's like, where is Peyton? I said, I don't know. That idiot is walking in the rain.
Yeah.
The whole way back.
I love it.
And that, my friend, is the difference. So you raise them the same reasonably, and you can't help who decides to make right choices or wrongs. And that's it. I go, dude, what are you doing walking? It's pouring. He's like, well, I'm already wet.
Yeah.
Well, we're not.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I never carried an umbrella in college. And I was like, does it really matter? I lost 3 of them in a week. And so I would walk just in the rain, no run, just slow. Like, it doesn't matter. Ohio State's huge. I'm going to get soaked anyway. And that was kind of my philosophy on it. And people thought I was an idiot. But,
yeah,
I mean, that's the oldest child. That's what it is.
That's it. That's how it goes, man. That's it. Look what you have to look forward to, Beam.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
It's all coming.
Yeah, I mean, he was eating ants the other day. I was just like, you know what, man, go for it. Like,
it's fine.
You're gonna find out one way or the other if you like it or not. And if you do, we might have a real problem on our hand. But he spit it out, luckily, so we were all good on that front. Uncle, always appreciate the time. Have a great show today.
All right, boys. Be well. Take care.
There you go. Uncle Beau with us every single Tuesday at this time. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're tracking more than a dozen crashes across your central Ohio interstates. But just to name some of the big ones, I-71 northbound is completely shut down at 70 eastbound. That ramp you cannot use. Again, 71 northbound to 70 eastbound. Traffic in those northbound lanes of 71 is slow moving coming in from the south side. Also, 670 eastbound tracking multiple crashes in the eastbound lanes. One of them near Grandview Avenue that has traffic slow moving, and 670 eastbound just past the 71-670 split, also tracking lane closures. On 161 in and out of the New Albany area, we are also tracking slowdowns in those westbound lanes of 161 just beyond Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account at BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/free.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Self-care alert, new Tropic Bowls are here. Try one of our 4 flavors like our new acai bowl. Your vacay is a Tropic Bowl away.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Now that spring is here, it's a great time to get your roof inspected to see how it made it through the winter. Call Schottenstein Roofing at 614-321-8888 or go to SchottensteinRoofing.com to find out about their interest-free finance options. Schottenstein Roofing, a proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Common Man and T-Bone.
There is no way in hell. No way I will eat a crab sandwich live on the air. Why do you do this? No.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
It's back and bigger than ever before. The Buckeye Cruise for Cancer in the Fans Euchre Tournament. Mark your calendars for May 5th at the Ballroom at Hollywood Casino Columbus for a tournament with high stakes for a low buy-in. Sign up your team of 2 for just $50 at 971thefan.com. Every team's guaranteed 4 games with the top 16 teams advancing to the money round. It all benefits the Ohio State Comprehensive Cancer Center, James Cancer Hospital, and Solov Research Institute. Limited space available. Sign up your team today at 971thefan.com.
Hi, this is ESPN's Mike Greenberg, and ESPN Bet is ready to take you through all the biggest sports moments this spring. The official sports book of ESPN has exclusive offers and markets from Scott Van Pelt, Stephen A. Smith, and me. From the playoff intensity to finally getting out to the ballpark, there's no better time for sports fans. Sign up today, and new users get $100 in bonus bets for making any sportsbook bet. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Skies are pretty soggy today. We've got widespread showers out there. They're going to be sticking around through the morning commute and into the early afternoon. Also drier conditions this afternoon and into the evening hours. Temperatures today staying in the lower 70s. Columbus topping out at 72. A meteorologist Madison Reich with your Doppler 10 forecast on the Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
We here on The Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them online at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Uncle Bo and the boys going to be up after we're done. Talking to LeBron, Lakers getting bounced. Calves in action tonight. NCAA and the settlement. They're going to talk a lot about that today, just like we did.
Oh, yeah.
Again, if you missed that from us, you can download our podcast wherever you get your podcast from. We talked about that at 6:20, 7:20, 8:20. Had Steve Helwagen on talking about that. And then we had Schlegs on, too, the program twice today. That was fun. And then Uncle Bo just joined us as well. Jody Shelley's going to join him at 9:48. Dom Taberi's going to do it.
Oh, Shelley time?
A little Shelley time. 9:48 today coming up here. And then Tuesdays with Taberi coming up here at 10:33. And then the transfer portal closing tonight.
Yeah, midnight. Do you think him and Jody are going to celebrate Babcock's belated birthday?
They might. Yeah, they could. What was that, yesterday?
Yeah, 61. I know Shark was super excited about that.
He never lost a game for us.
Undefeated.
Yeah, technically, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's factually accurate. Never coached one, but never lost one.
0 on the L column.
I mean, it's just like...
Is he on like Blue Jackets list of head coaches, their Wikipedia page?
Yeah. He was in there. I looked at it.
Is he?
Yeah, it was like there's like an asterisk like by it where never coached. I think it's in there like off season, like for players when they sign off season only designation, never was there during the season. Yeah, I think that was something. I want to say it was in there as I looked through it. So I was trying
it's right in there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right in there.
Perfect. Long may you reign.
20. It just got 2023. There's no dash.
Yeah, you got to make it to 2040 to see that part.
Yeah, there's no dash in there. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they will be celebrating. Shout out to Sam. Sam just sent me an email. Said, having been in the vegetable business for over 46 years and taking pallet lot orders of cauliflower, I can assure you that many buyers would refer to it as cauliflower. Get me 6 pallets of cauliflower, 336 cases. Anyway, I say it's acceptable to be pronounced either way, at least in the produce business. Thank you, from Sam. All right, Sam. Thank you.
I wasn't criticizing you, B. Like I said, I know people that call it that. I always thought it was just kind of in jest, like time to eat your cauliflower, like time to make the donuts. Shark knows what I'm talking about.
I like cauliflower. It's okay. It's fine. I tried to make
It's a very versatile vegetable.
It is. You can mash it. You can steam it. You can grill it.
It doesn't really have a strong flavor.
No, it's got way less of a strong flavor than the broccoli does.
Which, by the way, someone had sent me this, or I looked this up one time, like kale, broccoli, cauliflower. There's like
remember when kale used to be just like side dressing on a plate to make it look nice?
Yeah, my mom
Kale's had a remarkable
my mom
comeback.
Goes, don't eat that. It's just the garnish.
Yeah, it's just kale.
I'm like,
all of a sudden, it's a superfood.
Well, the key is the kale because it's bitter. You have to massage, like you have to roll it in your hand before you put it in to like break down. My wife found that out. I was like, yeah, this stuff tastes a lot better now if you do that. She, you break down the something in it.
Also the same, too, if you're making mint juleps this weekend, by the way, because the Kentucky Derby's coming up here, you want to slap your mint.
Slap it a base?
You want to slap your mint before you put it in, which like extracts like all the flavors and aromas. Either one. Either one would work. Yeah, if you're doing fresh herbs, like same works with like parsley or cilantro or anything, you want to give that sucker a nice slap.
Open it up.
Yeah.
The aromatic properties.
That's right. Open up the nostrils. Make it sting the nostrils.
I like mint juleps.
Yeah, I do too. And I only drink them once a year, and I'm happy that I only drink them once a year.
Because you usually don't want to drink them again for another year.
We had a derby party a couple of years ago. I think it's just when we moved in our house. It had to be in 2021. Yeah, because COVID, that would have happened. I don't know when the derby raced, if they even did that year. But we had a derby party, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to batch these things. So I batched mint juleps. That was an awful idea.
What do you mean batch them?
I batched them. I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to put it in a big mixing container. I'm going to put all the ingredients in together. So I'm just going to I'm going to make a batch of the mint juleps. Awful idea. Terrible idea. It tasted really good.
You drink it really fast.
But the ease of getting them, that was the problem.
So the problem is you do that and then they're usually weak. And someone thought it was just the mix sans the alcohol. So they kept making them stronger.
Yeah, that's a bad.
And she was like, oh, no. Our good friend, she's like, no, I already mixed it in there and they're fairly strong as it is. He's like, I thought I just need to put more bourbon in with it. And like,
there's already a significant amount of the brown stuff.
Then he was walking like he had one leg shorter than the other the rest of the night.
Yeah, when I batched them, I'm like, oh, this is so much easier than just making them on the fly. And then again, came out of that realizing that I think that's a drink that you just need to make every single time that you get one. That way you can kind of control yourself a little bit. Before we get out of here today, our daily fan poll is sponsored by ER Auto Care, masters of our craft. Today's fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What will happen with LeBron James next season? Where will he be playing? Lakers, Cavs, another team, or retired? I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with him. He was pretty terse last night in his postgame. Again, asking the question, reporter did, are you going to be playing for the Lakers next year? I'm not going to answer that. That's what he said. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with him. But if any destination shark other than Los Angeles, it'll be for the Cavs. Avalanche 3.0 loading with LeBron. Big game for them coming up tonight at 8. Hopefully we're recapping a big Cavs win when we get back here tomorrow. Bob, I had so much fun with you. Everybody say we do it again on a big Wednesday if they allow us. You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Bo and the boys are next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're tracking multiple trouble spots across your central Ohio interstates. Some of the big ones, I-71 northbound at 70 eastbound is shut down because of a crash from earlier this morning. Northbound lanes of 71 are slow moving coming in from the south side. 161 in the New Albany area is also slow moving in the westbound lanes. There is a crash just beyond Hamilton Road that has that westbound traffic slow moving leading up to the 270 loop. And over on 670 eastbound, there are multiple crashes, including one near Grandview Avenue and another just past the 670-71 split. Again, both going eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a fan action update.
This action update is brought to you by Tipico. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a huge Game 5 tonight with the Orlando Magic. Cleveland's a 4.5-point favorite and minus 200 on the money line. Magic are plus 166 to pull off the first road win of the series. Cavs still the series favorite at minus 175. Cavs in 7 games is plus 190. The favorite to be the correct outcome of this series. For your Tipico action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
At the James at Ohio State, you're choosing the experts who understand there is no routine cancer, where your care is delivered by a highly specialized team dedicated to studying and treating just one type of cancer, yours, and where 1,700 scientists are working on new treatments and new hope for every form of cancer. All at the region's only comprehensive cancer center, designated by the National Cancer Institute. You didn't choose cancer, but the choice of where to treat it is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here, and I'm going to piggyback on what Chops has already challenged you all with, dropping 40 pounds by the 4th of July. Sounds crazy, right? Well, I dropped 50 in that same amount of time with Awaken 180. 40 by the 4th is a cakewalk? Yeah, put a real goal on your calendar. It changes the game. Imagine this, your scale is flashing 230 pounds today. What if I told you it could read 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe it's sitting at 300 right now. Think about how sweet 260 would look. Easier on the eyes, and hey, for me, it's been easier on the golf course too. It's totally doable. Look at the stats. Me, 50 pounds. Chops, 95 pounds. Scotty Vegas is already down 40. We're talking real results, attainable goals, in a process so simple it feels like cheating, except it's totally legit. Awaken 180 is the cheat code we all need. Drop your 40 by the 4th and celebrate with a cracked beer and burger in hand like me. It starts with one call to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Dial 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com